following live stream is rated TVMA. It contains strong language, such as lady gossip, depictions of alcohol consumption, and shanty. A whole lot of shanty. Please remove any small children or religious grandmothers at this time. Viewer discretion is advised. This warning has been brought to you by After the Weekend.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Another happy landing.
What's up, everybody? I'm Big Lovin. This is Don DellaSnooch. And this is the Escape Pod. We got no DB with us tonight because fucking, as we say, life happens.
It's like not having your wallet.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm sitting a little different.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is like once you get used to having like an Apple Watch on and the one day that you forget to have it on. Like you didn't have an Apple Watch before.
Right.
Then one day you had an Apple Watch and like a month later you're used to having that bitch on. And then when it's gone,
it's not the same.
you're half naked. No pants at work.
No pants, dude.
Pantsless work.
And that can be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it
That can be nice.
Could be, especially on a hot day. You get a cool breeze up your neckus.
Or sometimes you just put a fan on the oscillating fan on the floor, and when you're sitting there, you know, doing your studies.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's,
Doing your studies? You doing a lot of studying at work?
I'm studying for the show.
Oh.
Preparation, my friend.
Studying.
Dude, before we go any further, I have like some like sciatic something happening that is making my butt tingle all the way up the left side of my body, all the way up the left side of my neck to the base of my fucking dome. And it is something else, bro. It is some invigorating shit. Wow. I can't explain it, man. Woo! It is nuts, dude.
Oh, the girls are in the back wings just giggling at your butt.
No, don't giggle at the butt. It's the pain in the butt. Oh, my Lord, see, it's something different.
You're making it worse.
I don't care, dude. It is something else, though. Like, I've never felt this kind of situation.
It's getting weirder.
I don't care. I don't care. It's a tingling sensation.
In your butt.
All the way up my left side into my neck area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something else.
I wish you the best of luck with your butt tingle.
Dude, and it just happens.
Wow. All right, guys. We really went somewhere with Brady.
Well.
And
welcome to the Escape Pod.
To the dark side.
Clankety clank.
Clinkety clink. So tonight is Ladies' Night Part 2.
Part 2.
And instead of doing Ladies' Night the way that we did it last time, where me and Brady hosted some wonderful ladies and we asked them all kinds of questions that a guy would ask people, this time we're going to hand the reins over to our friend Kellie, AKA Lunyr Girl.
Yes.
And she will be leading an excellent group of Red 5 podcasters and friends.
Did you know she's the people's champ?
No.
She's the people's champ.
If this was Nickelodeon in the 90s, she would win the People's Choice Award.
Well, they still do that, and I think she could still win it now.
Nice.
Even, I mean, yeah, she could win it in the 90s for sure, but for like today, she would for sure win that shit.
That's how far out of raising kids I am. I didn't know Nickelodeon was still on.
Like, you just thought the channel packed up its shit when your kids got grown?
Yep, my kids were
like,
grown.
Hey,
and
Nickelodeon can go now. Oh, Don's kids grew up? All right, we're out. See ya.
It already wasn't as good as it was when we were kids. You didn't have Double Dare. People weren't getting slimed all the time. You can't do that on television. Wasn't on anymore.
Oh no, was it you can't do that or you can't say that on television?
You can't do that on television.
That was the best. I was talking about that with a few people. A lot of people remember that show.
Yeah.
We're getting sidetracked, bro.
Way bad.
Yeah. Ladies' night, dude.
Ladies' night, dude. Before we step out of our
Comfort zone? I don't know what to do with a keyboard.
your butt cheek is already not working. I'm not going to push you any farther. I am wearing this Sidebar Cantina shirt.
Oh my God.
It says "fuck cancer"
In
Arabic. Because I lost a bet to Dave.
Yes, you did.
And so the other part of the bet is that I come on YouTube and I say that Dave's Villanova basketball team beat my Michigan Wolverines in the NCAA tournament.
Why would you add that as part of the bet? That's fucking stupid.
That was really the hard part.
Why would you just buy the fucking t-shirt and shut your fucking mouth?
Because then the bet doesn't have any teeth.
Yeah, it does. Like, dude, like
I would have bought the
I
t-shirt
got
anyway.
your you didn't have to say that though.
Without further ado, let's bring in Lunyr Girl.
Hi, friends.
What's up, LG?
It's been a long time since we did this, but clankety clank, bitches.
Bitches.
Clankety clank, bitches.
So, are you ready to lead your first episode of the Escape Pod?
I am so ready. I have the best team of chickies to do ladies' night with, and let's do this. Let's do this.
I just clicked on the chat because I've been busy doing all kinds of other things. There's 64 comments already in the chat.
All right.
Things are happening tonight.
Yeah, you guys sit back, have fun, grab a beer, grab some wine, grab some food, and let's do this thing.
All right. Well, why don't you introduce your first guest? We'll pop out, and it's your com.
All righty. You can bring them in. Okay. I guess I'm here, guys. My first guest tonight is co-host of not one but two podcasts, the Press Play Streaming Studios and the Scuttle, the Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast. We know her as Shanti.
Fuck yeah, ladies' night.
Hello, Miss Shanti.
Hello, Miss Kelly.
Let's bring in the next person. You guys may know her as Jedi Caligula or the Amandalorian, and she is co-host of Galaxy of Queers podcast. Let's bring in Amanda.
Hey everybody, how's it
Hi,
going?
Amanda.
Ladies' night.
Hey, Amanda.
The next person we have is co-host of Rogue One Radio, and she has the voice of the best telecaster that you can think of. It is Miss Nicole.
Hey, you guys! I can
Hey,
hear it's late night. Cheers to you.
Clinkety clink, ladies.
You. Not wait. Let. Okay, in a moment, let the fun begin.
Oh,
Gotta get
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Next, we have our brand new Red 5 Network sister. She is only 3 weeks old now. She is co-host of Comics and Cosmetics. Let's find Danny up here.
Clank, clank, bitches. And I'm the host. I'm the host of Comics and Cosmetics. And I don't think I'm quite old enough to drink yet if I'm only 3 weeks old. But you know what? I'm not telling anybody.
Sounds like a plan. And next, yes, we have more ladies. Next, we have your favorite goth queen, horror queen, born the day before Halloween queen. Let's see Belzora.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
finally, we have our. You got your wine there, Bells?
Oh, yeah.
Finally, everybody's favorite Red 5 chat member. She comes to all the live streams. She is the coolest of cool Red 5 members. It is Tina, aka Zori. Let's see, Zori.
I wish y'all could see what my glass says. I don't know if y'all can see it.
I think about swallowing.
I
so it's
see
good.
swallowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see swallowing.
It says, I
Yeah.
love to wrap both my hands around it and swallow.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've learned something new about Tina today.
Know what they say about ladies with little hands, right?
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Well, ladies, we're going to go around the teleprompter here. I want you to, for the ATSW, the Escape Pod family, if, let's introduce you guys. We'll start with Shanti. Shanti, tell me a couple things about you that makes you you.
I'm weird.
And you like Legos. You
That's
do
unique in
fantastic
this gathering.
Lego builds.
Yes, I love my Lego. Clearly love comedy with this wonderful lady behind me. That's probably like the biggest thing you need to know about me is I love comedy. I love to laugh and I love to make people laugh. That is totally my thing. And of course, if you guys didn't know by now, I seriously love movies. Seriously love movies. So that is definitely my passion.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Amanda, let's hear about you.
So I really love history. I'm a big nerd. And I'm also gay, so I know that's kind of a so that's our podcast is very LGBT centric. My wife and I run it. And yes, that's really and I'm a gamer and I game with these two nuts. I game with these two nuts every Thursday night. And
What are you talking about?
and it is the best thing ever. And I'm also a writer, so I write as well. So
Nice. Very nice. Nicole, let's hear from you now.
Now that I had a moment longer than they did. Nicole, if you cannot see, I love books. I'm a huge bookworm. I do enjoy to write. It's just been a little bit. I'm a talker, kind of a chatterboxer, but I love people and I love to care on people. So a little bit about.
I love that about you.
Me too.
You really do care on people. Miss Tina, and forgive me if I keep calling you Zori, but I knew you first as Zori, so you're always going to be Zori to me.
It's probably just one of my personalities. It's fine.
Nice.
Let's see. What makes me me? I'm a lover of humor, dark comedy, and sarcasm.
Nice.
Yes, you are.
Inappropriate humor.
Yes.
Much
Yes.
very,
yes,
very inappropriate humor.
Cheers.
I have managed to keep a tiny human alive for 15 years. I don't know how I did that. I'm a wife and I love everything nerd. I love superheroes. I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. I love all that. And I'm a loud talker. There you go.
Oh my, you fit right in.
I have no inside voice.
Miss Danny, let's hear something about you.
Okay. Well, my name is Danny. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and I also say registered super nerd. I own a salon, and I have 4 kids, that most of which are adults. And I love hearing that there's so many writers and book lovers because I actually published this years ago.
Nice.
That's young baby Danny.
Oh,
awesome.
That's awesome. Congrats.
I love vampire. Well, this was 2006. It actually has nice things about my ex-husband in here, so that's how old it is. But I've been a cosmetologist and professional hairstylist and makeup artist for about 15 years. And my boyfriend got really sick and tired of me explaining every single backstory to every single character in every single movie and show I forced him to watch. So he was like, hey, why don't you start a YouTube channel so you can leave me the fuck alone? And I was like, nobody wants to see that. I'm middle-aged, overweight. He's like, shut up and here you go. So
I'm so
got into
glad.
it.
I'm so glad because I love your podcast.
I love you guys. You're good for my ego. Thank you.
And finally, Miss Belzora, let's hear about you.
Well, basically everything you said about me is pretty much all anybody needs to know, except it's 2 days before Halloween is my birthday.
Man,
Yes.
But
Damn it, Kelly.
honestly,
One job to do.
honestly,
Still close as hell.
I'll take any of it. I celebrate my birthday the entire month of October, so it's totally fine.
Oh, yeah.
I struggle to call myself a musician, but I guess that's what people have been calling me lately whenever I talk about the fact that I impulse spot a whole ass bass. So, and I'm learning to play it. It's going along pretty well. Mm-hmm.
I love it when girls play bass because my dad played bass and he always said girls can't play bass. And I almost learned to play bass just to prove him wrong. So good for you.
Thank you.
If you're a musician in your heart, girl, you're a musician. Go for it.
True
story. Bass guitar is actually pretty hard. I dabbled a bit in it myself, and it is it's not easy.
No.
Yeah, and my hands are really small, so it's hard to.
Exactly. I have small hands too. I have small hands too. So yeah.
Oh well, let's clink clink, small hand ladies.
Clinkety clink,
Clinkety clink.
Sorry.
Stop it. We're not.
Everything looks bigger in my hand.
Whoa. Your hands are just fine.
Some objects may be bigger.
Yes.
It's good for everybody's egos.
I have piano hands. I have long fingers.
Where's my hand?
You can play, Shanti.
When I need
Yeah.
it.
Play guitar.
I know, right?
I have trouble with bar chords because of this stumpy little thing here that.
I was actually told as a kid, like, it would be really hard for you to learn piano because your fingers are really short and it'd make it really awkward.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, I'm fucked.
Everyone hands up.
We doing
Yeah, but Shanti, you have long,
I'm
elegant
5'7".
fingers.
So of course my hand is a little bigger.
You have very long, elegant fingers.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks.
You have beautiful fingers.
Here.
Yeah,
Here's
we
my
know my
one.
long.
Look at my tiny fingers. Look at that. I can barely hold it. I better drink it so I don't drop it.
Yes, this is
Amanda knows what I'm talking about.
Guys.
Oh yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Stop
I know
it.
what you're talking about, Tina.
Dirty. Where's Florence?
This hand is your hand.
This hand is my hand. This hand is your hand. Anyway, I need a halo. I need to just put a halo above me. I can just have the halo.
You should have printed out the Florence Pugh meme. Just print it out so you can hold it up.
Yeah,
I need
really.
to print it out. I need
Stop
to
being horny.
We'll just all do this.
Yeah, there you go.
All
We're off
right.
the rails already.
So-
I know.
All right.
Kelly, go. Shut
I'll
it down,
work
Kelly.
with
Kelly. Poor Kelly.
We got this. We got this.
Poor Kelly.
So Brady and Dawn and Christopher all wanted you guys to come on to number one. They really want to know what it was like growing up a nerd girl in a man's world. So who wants to go first? And then we'll just go in a weird shaped circle from there.
I'll go last because we all know I don't shut up.
All right.
I don't know how.
I'll go after Danny.
Who's the quietest
I'll be
one?
here
That
all
should be
night.
the one that goes first.
Belzora.
Well, I'll
probably
go
second
first.
quietest.
I'll go first. My experience growing up, I'm probably the oldest one out of you guys. So no,
No, I don't
think
think
more.
Tina's life.
Tina and I must be the same age.
I thought we were in Neverland today. Like, age doesn't count.
Does
does
it matter?
Age doesn't
doesn't
count.
matter. No.
It doesn't matter.
As one of the younger members.
It doesn't. I grew up basically born in the 70s, child in the 80s, teenager in the 90s. This is when like the major changes were just starting to happen. It was teenage angst. I was a grunge girl. I loved Star Wars. I loved rock music. I loved watching the guys practice their guitars. I loved climbing on top of a roof in the middle of the night just to watch the stars. It was very nerdy. Honestly, a lot of girls didn't really accept that because it wasn't what girls were supposed to do. So I was just dubbed a tomboy. I was one of the guys. So didn't really fit in with the girls, but didn't really fit in with the guys. I fit in with them, but I had to work twice as hard to prove myself because I was just a girl. So that was like the biggest experience for me with being a lover of football and proving that I knew my stats and I knew my players. And honestly, my first big break in sports was at the beginning of football season just this last year when I started co-hosting a small, tiny podcast with Don and Brady, a booth in the back. So it was a podcast about fantasy football, and I felt like I finally made it. Like, guys put me equal on their level. And, you know, it took quite a few years to get there, but that was my biggest experience growing up a nerd girl in a man's world.
Yeah.
You know what I got out of that story?
What?
She didn't jump off the roof like you've been doing.
Yeah. Jesus, watching y'all play is like the best thing I do.
Yeah,
on Thursday. Seriously.
I was half expecting her to say that she would get up on the roof and jump off. And I'm like, well, yeah, that sounds about right. I witnessed that last time.
I'm also a gamer chick for anybody who doesn't know. And then,
and she yeets herself off the cliff. What does this do?
Look over a cliff.
You died,
She'll just
Kelly.
jump off. And
I died.
And then she'll go, "Oh, I died."
Completely. And then you guys chat about it in the Red 5 chat until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I see the most disturbing, perverted stuff come across my tablet.
Fucking hilarious.
And mom's gonna wake up
that
and
hour
go
in
to
her
bed.
underwear. It's all day.
I'm not fully unhinged on those perverted things. I could be if you want.
I
me to.
am.
I know, Shanti.
That's really another thing, though. I mean, that's really another thing. Being a gamer chick, you know, like first of all, the chicks who actually gamed. I was just explaining this to Bravo just a couple hours ago. All the chicks who used to game, if they gamed, they played the chick games. And I love to play Call of Duty. I started with GoldenEye. I played all the boy games. And
what were chick games in the 90s?
I'm trying to think of chick games in the 90s.
I don't really think there were any.
I mean, a lot of girls.
I don't think there were any.
A lot of girls did play Lara Croft. So.
No, I played Mortal Kombat.
I played Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Fatality. Yeah, that was my favorite.
There's a game where
Mortal Kombat was
great.
great.
Someone over and over.
I just want to rip somebody's fucking spine out of their
Yeah,
mouth.
you look surprise. You see, look, Tina knows.
Yeah. And girls weren't supposed to play those games.
Girls
This
like
was
violent
never
murder
marketed
on
towards girls.
SWTR, please.
Girls weren't supposed to game at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to like anything. I'll elaborate on that when it comes my turn about what we're
even
to
when
like.
I was young, which I think I'm one of the youngest ones here besides Belzora. I think she might be younger than me. But when I was growing up, I was a teenager in the 2000s era. And even then I was the only girl that gamed. You know, that I knew. Yeah. So it was still a boys' world even then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I remember we had a ColecoVision in the mid 80s and there was a game called Cabbage Patch Kids. That was a girl game.
I never heard of that.
I didn't either. I probably played that just
I've never heard of it either. Yeah.
I grew up playing Atari.
Yeah, we had Atari
I
and television, and I liked Hamburger Time.
Oh,
I played that too.
Or Burger Time.
Yeah.
Burger Time, yeah.
Burger Time.
I was a Super Nintendo girl. Give me my Super Mario Brothers and
I had that.
Mario, yeah.
I was happy.
I have Duck Hunt. I still have my gun.
Yeah.
Still have my system. Yeah.
All these games we love to play, but they were marketed towards boys. You know?
Yeah.
I'm glad that my parents did not market that way to me. I'm glad they said, "Here, Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
You know,
My parents didn't have a problem with that. They didn't mind having a gaming console in the house. That was like the one thing that they didn't see like, oh, this is for boys or this is for girls. It was more of like, this is something that we can enjoy together as a family, and just screaming and yelling in the house every time Mario died. Like, those are the memories I have. My issues stem more from like middle school. Once I got to high school, it was much, much better. But middle school is where I really had to like shut it down, just because I saw how the nerdier kids or the more bookish kids were getting treated in school.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I don't want to generalize or anything like that, but it just, in the case of the school that I went to and the culture that it was predominantly Hispanic, it just wasn't something that was talked about. I didn't hear anybody talking about Star Wars or Star Trek or anything like that in my school. So
yeah,
I had to bury it, actually. So I can't even say I had so much of an experience. I mean, I still got teased because I wasn't popular. But I certainly had to keep my mouth shut. There was no way I was even going to mention Star Wars at school.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even say that I liked Steve Urkel. Like, I loved Steve Urkel from Family Matters. I thought he was so funny. I couldn't even say that at school. You would get ripped to shreds.
Oh yeah.
So it got so much better in high school. Especially once I had more guy friends. They were actually, my guy friends in high school were actually very accepting. They loved it, actually. They loved that I wanted to game and stuff, that I wanted to be a part of it.
My guy friends were like that too.
Yeah.
But that brings up another thing. Now, because you're a nerd and your guy friends accept you, so you hang out naturally with the guys. How many stigmas did you get, like labels from the other girls? Because you were a girl hanging out with all these guys all the time.
I don't know. My high school was really mixed. I mean, it really was like of that.
I never had a
I didn't have that
with
problem
it either.
Yeah,
You know, like
not in high school. No,
there were plenty of girls that hung out with just guys, so that wasn't really a thing.
That's good.
I think I don't think it was a thing for us millennials,
right?
At all.
What about
I think older generations, maybe?
Yeah.
What about Gianni and Tina? Like, I remember popular girls, you know, saying things like, "Oh, what are you doing with all those guys?" You know, they would make innuendos. You know.
Oh yeah.
I got a story. I got a story. I'm just waiting my turn. I'm being good. I'm actually being good. I'm waiting my turn. That's all I'm saying.
I had so many rumors that flew about me in high school. I mean, my freshman year of high school, I started high school at 13 years old. I turned 14 my freshman year, and I was a virgin. Okay. I'd never really done anything with a boy. And all of these rumors started flying around my freshman year that I was having sex with this dude and giving oral to that one. And it was just hateful stuff, jealous girls or whatever. And in fact, last night when I took my youngest daughter, Amelia, to her cheerleading uniform fitting, one of those bitches that I graduated with, who was also a cheerleader and super preppy and popular, walked past me, and I turned around. I was like, "Oh, hello." And she looked at me, and she realized who it was. And I so badly, because I know everyone in this town knows that I'm a published author. It's a small area. They all know I'm published. They all know that I own my own business now. And my daughter was like, "I just want to go tell her that you're a YouTuber now."
Yeah.
What's funny is Dave, my boyfriend, we went to high school together. We've known each other since middle school. He was very popular. He was one of the rich kids.
Right.
He was very popular, very good looking. And Amelia was like, I'm going to run back there and tell her that you and Dave are together. I'm like, she'll find out, honey. She'll find out.
Growing up and living in a small town, I feel you on that, Danny. Now, I don't live there anymore, but I feel you. I know what that was like.
You just want to go back and rub into that bitch's face that look at me. I'm
You
fabulous.
fucking bitch. Fuck you. Right there.
And Amelia's like, is she like way
True, though.
older than you? And I said, no. And she's like, Mom, you look fantastic for your age.
Especially if you went to school, and I think you did too. I went from K all the way up to 12 with the same group of people.
Oh,
see, I
Same
did
K through 8th. And pretty much, yeah.
Eighth
I
grade.
went to
almost,
19 different schools by the time I graduated, and I spent the majority of my childhood in Shriners for disabled children. So when I came to Farmington, Missouri, you know, it's very, very, very cliquey, especially in the 90s. And you're talking, if you don't have the right name, if you don't have the right amount of money, and you did not grow up here your whole life, they don't know what to do with you. And the teachers were just as bad. And I'll tell the rest of that story when it's my turn. But see what I mean? This is me. Shut up.
Danny, I love you.
I'm already getting hot.
Take that sweater off, girl.
No one wants to see the bat wings.
It's fine. We love bat wings. Go ahead. We all
It's
got it.
ladies' night, okay? And part of ladies' night is that we get heat flashes.
Fuck yeah. I have my own mini summer all the time. I have a mini summer inside me all the time. Just
I'm there, girl. I'm so there.
Here, should I like
do that too.
Yeah.
Wave it around like a helicopter. Yeah.
We already know none of us are wearing pants, right? I mean,
Right.
that was
right.
Well,
so, okay.
I mean, technically they are, but they're not people clothes. They're pajamas. So
that is fine.
That is
That's
acceptable.
fine. That's close
Very
enough to
acceptable.
pantless. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Zori, did you have something you wanted to add for us 40 somethings and growing up nerd girls in a man's world?
Well, I mean, I didn't look upon it at the time as a strike, but looking back on it now as an adult, okay, I was born in 76, graduated high school in 94. So I am also, you know, a teenager of the 90s. But I also grew up on a farm. So we had town kids and we had farm kids.
Yeah.
And I was also poor, fat, and wore Coke bottle glasses.
Hey.
I still wear glasses. They're not Coke bottles anymore, thanks to the wonders of modern technology. But good Lord, I could fried ants on a hot day anytime with them things I wore. Good Jesus Christ, were they fucking heavy on my face? So bad. So I went to school with the same people from K all the way through 12. K all the way through 12. And I love to read. And so I also love my nerd shit, but I loved action movies. Shoot them up, blow them up.
Yeah.
And then I love bloody ass fucking horror movies where bitches got stabbed because they were having sex in the vault.
Yes.
I didn't have nothing in common with nobody. That's all I got to say.
Stop.
I have nothing in common with no.
For later.
It's gonna be all this time. It's gonna be
This is the best, man.
so big. And so I went to school with some snot ass motherfuckers. God, I had like 3 friends
Bitches
all
be
the way
crazy.
through school.
Yeah.
I went to school. I had 3 friends all the way through school, and they were the only ones I could be myself with. Like I had like 3 friends. I could be myself. I really didn't relate to anybody else because you had the preps, you had the jocks, you had the rednecks. I also grew up, my high school and my schools, we also had a large African American population. So, so that led to musical influences. So I grew up listening to country and then I got into gangster rap. So here you got a fat white chick with Coke bottle glasses, loving fucking, loving fucking gangster rap. It couldn't be any more out of the fucking norm. Okay. it just wasn't there.
Good for you, girl.
I love
And
it.
so-
I love it.
So I really didn't come into my own until I graduated from that shithole and just like and learned that adults they can be assholes too, but not quite as much of an asshole as some other people, you know?
Yeah.
And I still have the friend, you know, at least one of the friends I had, we've been childhood friends, and she and I get each other because as we got older, we learned what we didn't realize then is that we just have what we consider a very male oriented sense of humor with the inappropriate jokes, the things we like, the things we say. Like, I'll call somebody a bitch ass motherfucker with no problem, you know, and think that and not think that I shouldn't say that, right? And my husband's my husband's like, you're gonna make me have to fight somebody for you. I'm like, I don't need you to fight nobody for me. He's like, but they're gonna think that I don't need Sam.
I want to help.
Okay, so there we go. All right, sorry.
All of us grew up as tomboys, basically, correct?
You're making me
Yes.
reply.
I grew up on a farm. I played in mud.
I
got dirty.
I grew up a tomboy. Yeah.
I was
I just
tomboy.
want to ask, show of
I hated
hands,
shoes.
because we all grew up tomboys. Who actually talks like a man now? Like bad
Sailors
sense of
now.
humor, Nicole. You're
Well, yeah. Okay. Shanti knows. Never mind. Shanti knows the truth. Okay.
Yeah. Raise your hand, Nicole.
Ladylike does not fit me at all. No.
Depends on my mood.
So I'm originally from Ferguson, Missouri, and if you remember 2014 at all,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And don't listen to anyone say that Ferguson used to be nice. When I'm 42 years old, I don't remember when Ferguson was nice. I just don't. And I'm just going to say it. I was the only white kid in my entire neighborhood, and I was disabled. It's amazing I survived. But I think part of the reason why I did is because my grandpa was kind of helping the Irish get votes.
oh, okay.
So,
I get you.
All right.
I get you.
We get you. We get you.
And then they moved me down to the country. So when I get really mad, my inner city comes out and I sound really stupid ghetto. Like, I thought my name was pronounced Danielle until about 1992. I moved down here. And when I'm just relaxed and chill, I sound very country, but I've got that kind of hillbilly fuck you, I do what I want attitude.
Yeah.
But that very, very ghetto, get the fuck out of my way.
Right.
Kind of
Right.
St. Louis attitude with it.
Imagine
so.
talking hood with a fucking country twang. Yeah.
Exactly.
It don't
Tina,
fit in nowhere.
After hearing
don't
your story,
want the
you and I
Cuban to
get
come
along
out of
for a
me.
very specific reason.
See the Cuban. I love it. I think
Not
it's
That's
want
very
the
popular
Cuban
in
to come out of
Oklahoma.
me.
I
love
would
it.
love to hear your Cuban accent someday.
No, you don't. No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
You don't want to be on the receiving end, I should say.
No, I don't. I want to be next to you with you shouting Cuban as me being pissed off my New York City accent comes out. Because I went to 6 years of speech lessons to lose my New York accent, and it's still my husband and my children tell me that it still comes out when I'm angry, and I take their word for it because let's face it, they're the only ones who really know when I'm angry. So
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My husband.
So, quick question before we get way too entirely derailed.
yeah, we're going
Quick
off the rails.
It's
We're
okay.
already
It's fine.
derailing, but do you guys think this is a serious question?
Yeah.
Do I have an accent?
Not
No.
Like,
I don't think so.
some words, maybe I can hear it. Like,
Yeah.
some words.
Well, what
Like,
is it? What is the accent? Because I always thought that I had a very nondescript.
I think
I
you have a
can't. I
very
can't really
nondescript
place
accent.
it, Danny. To be fair, I
I
can
would
just tell
say-
certain words. Like,
It's
but it's
something
my
I made up.
ear.
I think the closest thing to describe it would be Midwest.
That's so weird.
I mean, you don't have like,
Midwest
a twang
with
or
a
anything
hint
like
Is it when I
that.
say far?
Oh, with a hint of Southern Belzora? Yeah, she says, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
see,
would say
I get
Midwest,
pegged
yeah.
for every state other than the one I grew up in. I grew up
Yeah.
in Virginia.
I was going
If
to say
you're fr-
Virginia.
If
Do
you,
I have
but if you're from Virginia, you don't, and you don't talk like this if you're Nova, which is Northern Virginia, but that's the city part close to DC. But I grew up 50 or so miles outside of DC. So I had that urban kind of thing too, but also the farm. And I spent a significant amount of time in the southwest part of Virginia, which is full of the coal mining community, because that's where my aunt and cousins are from. So they talk like me too. Like my aunt used to say, "Oh goddamn hellfire, what is going on with this shit?" You know, like that.
Fire, bless your
heart. And my mother don't even talk like this. I mean, it's just whatever.
I want to go down to Belzora because
she's so waiting.
She's
been waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Yes. You,
I'm
assuming, grew up like goth. I don't know if you were considered goth or emo or, what do you kids call it now?
That's called e-girl.
Yes. The new generation calls it e-girl. But I didn't consider myself
the language
to be
of today's youth.
Yeah, I didn't consider myself to be goth or emo. Yeah, I didn't consider myself to fit into either of those categories because I liked girly things. I just was on the more masculine interest side of it. I don't know, I guess. My mom was goth though. She was like straight up dyed her hair black. Her entire wardrobe looked like Hot Topic, all of it.
Right.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Right. Her mom's our age.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom is 43, I think.
She's our age. Yeah.
Shit, she's younger than me. Fuck's sake.
She's younger than me too. It's okay, Bells.
Damn.
But I did get called emo and goth a lot, and it used to offend me, but now I kind of just lean into it. It's a compliment now, so.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We relate. I know
you embrace yourself.
Heck yeah.
I know we relate a lot on music, like heavy, just heavy rock, heavy alternative, heavy metal, all of that stuff. It was definitely something that preppy girls didn't listen to. It did seem like a lot of nerdy girls listened to that, like gravitated towards it, especially like the tomboys. How was that for you?
Yeah, for me it was kind of the same. I remember when I was in middle school showing one of my preppier friends a Pearl Jam song, and she absolutely hated it. Because she was used to Kesha and all that kind of stuff. And
for fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. God damn.
Get on board with that. So,
not that I can't jam to Kesha if I want to, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. But still, come on now.
I mean, she looks like the chick that you took home from the bar when everyone else had left, and that was your last choice.
Yeah, but if you want to like be feeling some soul, like some like fucking emotional music, your that's where you get from your Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
You want to listen to something that hurts you over and over and over again.
The MTV unplugged version of Black is what I showed her specifically, and she was like, not for me. And I didn't get it, but
well, just leave her to her Kesha. You can't rescue the lost, honey. You just can't do it.
And finally, Nicole, you're kind of like right smack dab in the middle of all of us.
I am.
I actually didn't tell my story yet. I was commenting, but I'm going to be last.
Okay. All right.
Are you sure? Okay. Okay. So it's interesting because, like, at home or in my family, girls were brought up. My granny was a single mama of several kids. And so my granny lived across the street from my family and I, and we weren't poor, but we weren't, we were middle class, whatever. But we, go-karts, Nintendo and snowmobiles. And I was a little bit of both, you know what I mean? We're my pro, but I'm out there on the snowmobile, right? And there are things that I just did where I just combined it, and it was very much allowed. I had Barbies, but guess what? I had Legos too, and I had. My granny would tell my I love him to death, and he knows now, and he has girls now, so he knows. Nicole can play with cars if she wants to. Hell yeah! So we were. I was very much brought up in a girl can do everything and anything a guy wants to. If you want to do it, go for it.
Mhm.
Now, school is where it was different. That even I was in a K through 12 school, same school. Also, my dad graduated from, and we had generational that went to that school. Farming community still is a farming community.
Mhm.
People I went to school with in kindergarten, I graduated with. It was interesting because even as a kid, I got bullied. I wasn't popular, even though I was a cheerleader, which might surprise the living hell out of some people because normally you would think, oh, you're a cheerleader, you're popular. No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not
I
correct.
can see that for you for your energy though, and like just like wanting to rock. That I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And that took years. I didn't do it even in junior high. It took me several years to finally get on that squad. I worked my ass off to get there.
fucking yeah. No, it's an accomplishment. It's
Yeah.
the other girls that make it a stigma.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
Absolutely.
So, but when it came to like nerdiness, like I don't know if as a kid if I ever recognized it. Like, I liked Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I liked action movies. I liked this. I liked that. What I was picked on was more because, even though you can't really tell now, I was a very pale face, lots of freckles, just an odd type of kid, and I talked a lot. I had very few. Like I would have a friend here, a friend there, very, very seldom. Most of my friends seem to either my dad used to go hang out with the band because he used to do board hopping at one point. So I had, band friend kids that I would see when I go out, to festivals or, up at the church I went to. Like I didn't have friends in my school. I did, it just didn't at the same time. So, but in high school it was interesting because I remember when Star Wars came out. So quick thing. Side note, so my parents love American Graffiti, love it. So I knew who Harrison Ford was. They loved Indiana Jones. They were not huge Star Wars fans. The Rockies was like my grandpa and my uncle and stuff, but Star Wars wasn't really a big thing. So I would see it on TV or whatnot. And I can remember when the new movies came out and I would hear the voice talking about it and they would be putting something down and I'd be like, in my brain, like, do I say it? Do I tell them I really like that? Or, you know what I mean? But here at the same time, I'm a teenager that still gets picked on. And even if my brother is like a senior and I'm a freshman, it didn't matter. And it was just like, well, I'll just keep my mouth shut. You know what I mean? It was really hard to decide. I'll be honest. I didn't really find a person really to latch onto with my nerdiness until my junior year. We had a school called Union Valley Vocational Center, still there, in all the little 10 schools. So that's like 10 schools plus a few schools that would go in to get like really cool vocational classes that could also be for college. And that's the year I met my current co-admin of Peace Love Disney. And her name is Gina. Over 20 some years. But she was the first person. One, she almost didn't have that friendship because she will admit, and she has admitted, she saw me as a cheerleader. She heard I was a cheerleader and went, oh, she's going to be preppy. She's going to be, she had no clue that I'm like, no, I just have good spirit. That's all. I like fun. I like sports. I watch the Bears. I watch Sox and Cubs. Like, that's what I was doing at home. And go-karting and fishing and all this fun stuff, right? And camping. Things, girls did but didn't do. I was athletic but not athletic. But with her, it was interesting because then it was like, oh, Disney. And it was just like, oh, finally. And music. Thankfully, I grew up on everything. Everybody listened to everything, and my parents pretty much allowed me to listen to it all. Hip hop with my one younger uncle. My brother was listening to a variety of stuff, and he was a few years older than me. And I think that was awesome, including, thank God, my parents also listened to really good classic rock.
Yeah,
I know AC/DC. And I've got Queen. And
that shit's so good.
Yeah,
or my mom was a big Phil Collins fan. So it was like I was just born, I was just raised in this melting pot of amazing music from all the family. So I feel like family-wise, even now, my family's very supportive with all the Star Wars stuff now that it's kind of come up in the air, but it was always okay. But in school, it was just like, just the awkward girl, just the odd girl. I was a cheerleader. really popular. I always had older friends. Always had older friends. People that was in my brother's class, I was friends with. My own class, I'll be honest. I mean, I've had people text me now, like even the last like 10 years, and say, "Hey, I'm sorry I bullied you as a kid."
Yeah.
Like, and kudos for them. It was a character development for them.
Absolutely.
That was a lot though on me, because I was just like, well, body image and self-confidence, and I just kind of kept walling and didn't get to really get into that nerdiness at school because I didn't want to. I didn't want to get bullied. Get picked on
Right.
for. Even in the class.
You just said something that's like twofold, I'm sure, for a lot of us. Not only are we already dealing with having to be girls and growing up and worrying about our looks and our weight and clothes and hair and makeup. Now tack on the fact that I'm nerdy as well. Well, now it's just like,
Well,
oh my God.
And I don't think
cursed.
I don't think people really thought of me as nerdy. Maybe more as a dork, more dork.
Yeah, like I said, Coke bottle glasses. I love books.
I mean, and one of my closest friends, until again, my friend Jennifer, was the person who actually, this is going to sound silly, but it's true. She was my sitter. She's still one of my closest friends. I was in her first wedding. I mean, her kids are, now, and she only lives a few minutes away. And it's just like, so I would always go out and do stuff with her. I'm like, well, this is what I would do, peace out after that and like go hang out with her. That's what I would do. In high school, that's what I would do. And, didn't get, my boyfriend, my junior year, didn't go to, none of my boyfriends went to the school. Didn't. I actually waited. There was one person I dated from our school, and it was not until after he graduated. After. And I was like, boyfriends? With everybody else. I'm like,
I tried to have any. Everybody I met was after I was 18 and somewhere else.
I never dated in high school either.
No.
I dated, but I dated elsewhere. I dated like somewhere else, and then I dated.
No, nothing in high school.
No, I watched my best friend fight with her boyfriend on prom night while I just sat there and ate and watched. And so, fuck this.
That's fantastic.
I didn't go to my prom.
Like he broke up with her at prom, and I looked at her like, "Why haven't you fucking dumped him yet? He's such a dickhead." And that's why none of her boyfriends like me. Because
I went to prom without a date, and I went to homecoming without a date, and I went my junior prom without a date. I
spent a half an hour at my senior prom, and that was it.
I went with no date.
The very first high school dance I ever went to, though.
Oh,
yeah.
I taught everyone the bad words to Moni Moni.
Everybody get laid, get fucked. Yeah, like that.
I got a funny story. Shanti knows this. Lunyr Girl knows this. This is hilarious. So I was a band kid, right? Yeah, we go out, and
chorus kid.
I was in my first grade, and I got called into I was singing. I loved to sing as a kid, and my parents got a phone call. Hey, you got to come up here, go to the principal's office, which, by the way, my parents knew the principal, getting small schools, whatever. Oh, Nicole's been singing. Yeah. Oh, she's singing Moni Moni with all the additional words and Funky Town in a whole new language and this. Well, and here's the funny thing. My dad is just like, we're here. And over half of those teachers, including her own, was there. They saw me the weekend before out. I mean, an earlier night, obviously anything late, we had a sitter. Actually, specifically I talked about earlier. But yeah, I got in trouble for knowing all the extra additional words I did not know were additional.
I just still have to give props to my dad. I mean, even though he wasn't always the best growing up, but we could sit down and watch like Die Hard, Chuck Norris, Rambo, and then turn around and watch The Little Mermaid together. And I still remember him laughing his fucking ass off at the fucking Sebastian scene with the chef. Just a sweet little wonderful collab. And he's like fucking like laughing his ass off. And like he would sit there and watch these fucking Disney movies with me. So I credit my father but also that came from Dad was in control of the television back in the day. Like I grew up in, we had one TV in the living room. Dad got home. What he watched was what we all watched, right? Because my mom was a housewife. We gardened, we did all that. And so that also allowed me to like Airwolf and A-Team and Battlestar Galactica, and I wouldn't like any of the shit I like now, honestly, if I just didn't have to sit there and watch it and learn to love it, because, well, so I'm kind of glad, right? I have to give props to that.
My,
Go back to Danny, because Danny said she didn't finish her story.
Yeah,
Well, I was just commenting on something. I said I wanted to go last because I just wanted to go last.
Oh, okay. Did you want to say anything last?
Yeah. So,
okay.
My nerdiness kind of came out of necessity. So a couple of you already know, but I grew up very physically disabled. I didn't walk until I was 3 or 4. I was pretty much confined to a wheelchair for the first probably third of my life. And I spent the majority of my childhood in Shriners Hospital for Children. Back then it was called Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children.
Yeah.
When I was 9, I had my leg lengthened to 9 inches. When I was 14, they cut my foot off. And like I said, I started high school at 13. So I started high school. I was there for a couple of months, and then I had to leave, go get my foot cut off, and then, recover at home, homeschool, and then come back.
Yeah.
That's a
my
lot.
foot before I had it amputated only had 3 toes. It was very tiny and disabled. And so before the amputation, I was called Alien Foot. And then after that, I was called Peggy the Pirate. All through high school. And people will still say, oh, I know her. That's Peggy the Pirate. Like, why is it still okay for you to say?
What the fuck? Are they adults? Fuck those assholes. I punched them in their fucking throat.
Good one. I was extremely tiny back then, and I was cute, but because
you're still cute,
I was gonna say you're still cute. Shut up.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was.
I don't ever think about that.
I was
have one leg
on
and
so horribly in school that I thought I was ugly and untouchable. And I was basically left just kind of to myself. And what saved me and saved my sanity was comic books and action movies and sci-fi and vampire books. And so I lived virtually in my head for almost my entire childhood and a big chunk of my adolescence. Now, my parents were musicians. My mom was an old punk rocker. So I was really into punk. And that was something that a lot of comic book girls were into. We grew up and we became rude girls. We were into punk and into ska. I shaved all my hair off and walked around in Jinkos. All right.
Oh fuck! I remember those pants. Jesus. Oh Lord have mercy. That's all right. They were in
Beastie Boys t-shirts, and I shaved all my hair off, and they would call me a lesbian like it was a bad thing. I'm like, you know what? I probably can handle that a whole lot better than you. So what's your problem? But it was very difficult for me in this very small town where we called them goat ropers. It's anyone who wants to be a cowboy, but we're still a little bit too urban, for you to actually be a cowboy. So
can't do that country boy flex.
Yeah. So goat ropers. So I'm here in this town where, I'm walking to school and there's cows on 3 sides of my high school pissing on rocks. And they're all making fun of me because I'm wearing baggy clothes and I'm reading comic books and I don't act like the other girls. Well, first of all, I did track with the prosthetic. I did track. I did color guard, pommies. I tried the cheerleading and all of that, but they were so fucking mean to me and so hateful and tormented me so much that I'd do it long enough to prove I could, and then I'd get out. But because, pardon me, because I couldn't really do all the traditional girly things, and because, the traditional popular pretty girly girls were fucking hateful, I'm not going to say it to me.
See you next Tuesday?
Yes.
Waffles?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Waffles.
You know, I kind of disappeared into this stuff. But honestly, if it wasn't for this stuff, I wouldn't be as well adjusted as I am today. But I mean, they certainly did not make it easy. I had 3 friends, 3 whole friends, all through middle school and high school. And I remember Dave telling me he thought I was cute in middle school and high school. He's like, you motherfucker. And he's like, what? I'm like, you should have fucking said something because
Right? You could have had him from the beginning, right? But hey, you do now.
I was all alone. I thought everyone hated me. I thought I was fat. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was stupid. But
I discovered that I had a lot more friends than I thought I did back in after Facebook came out. I'm like, why the fuck did you say something when I was in fucking school?
Yeah, Facebook, and not one person. Now, you said that people have told you like apologize for bullying you.
Yeah.
Back then, not one person has apologized to
Neither.
me for bullying me, and
well, they can
I
eat
mean,
shit.
really, really tormenting and traumatizing me. Horrible shit happened to me. But I've had at least 12.5 guys message me say, I was actually just really in love with you. I don't know why. I mean, shut the fuck up. I don't care to hear it.
I kind of went through the same thing.
But if it
Burn them
wasn't
all.
for nerd culture, and I do have friends now that were nerds in high school, and when I say nerds, when people our age say nerd, we mean like we were the untouchables.
Right.
Okay, the untouchables. And I have friends today that were in that group, and I mean our bond today is we're family. We're absolutely family. But if it wasn't for this, and it's like they don't know what to do with you when you can do both. If you like playing with makeup and dressing feminine or whatever you want to call it these days, I don't want to get canceled.
I know what you mean.
Dad, we gotta think about
That
that.
doesn't
If you
exist
like
here.
doing these things, but you also like getting dirty and hitting a ball and reading comic books and playing video games and all that stuff, it's like they don't know what to do with you. If they can't put you in this one specific category.
You can't fit in that box, Danny. Can't fit in that box.
I don't want to be in a box anyway.
I don't ever end up in it either.
Exactly.
Who wants to be in a
Look
box?
how I'm dressed right now. I totally am a girly girl, but at the same time, I got a shit ton of pleasure of drilling holes in my wall and hanging up my own shit. Like I love. This is gonna sound wrong, but I love handling tools because my dad and my grandmother taught me, sister and I, how to handle tools. So I'm not opposed to picking up a hammer or screwdriver. I don't care about that.
Exactly.
My dad, I got that from my dad too. My dad loved painting and handymaning.
That's why I love Lego. I had Connects when I was a kid. I was always into building stuff. Always. I've always been that way.
I raised 4 kids by myself, putting myself through school 3 times on the one leg. And I told Dave when we started dating, first of all, I don't need you. I want you. Right. And not once in my 37 years at the time, so not once in 37 years did I say, oh, thank God there's a man around. Because not once when there was a man around did they do anything that I could do better or just as good as me. They usually just burnt shit to the ground and I had to clean it up and fix it again. I wired my own house. I changed my own car parts. I did it all myself because there was never a dude around who was worth a fucking goddamn. I mean, now there is, and he tells me that what he likes about me is that I like this kind of stuff and I like punk rock. And I mean, he doesn't want to talk to me about it.
You and I are in the same boat about that. My husband likes them, but he's like, not as much as you do, honey.
He's like, I just want to watch the show. And what he wants to do is he just wants to sit and listen to and watch podcasts all goddamn day, every day, but not mine. He wants to watch Crowder and Tim Pool and, obsess about how the world's coming to an end. That's
Look, I want to build an engine one day. That is literally a goal of mine.
Okay, well,
'cause
then I will
I'm
give
a
you
car
Dave's phone
girl, so I
number.
love car. That is literally a dream of mine.
I'll
I
give you
want.
My
Dave's
husband
number.
bought me a
He's got 3
fucking
cars
long
out
ass
back
hedge
that y'all
trimmer,
can
and
just
I
go
love that.
crazy with.
I love to.
I go out there and trim
tinker.
bushes and like fuck that. Yeah.
Shanti, I'm gonna
Buys
send
me
you
shit like
pictures
that.
later of the 3 cars that are broke down in my house,
Do it.
and you guys can just go fucking ham.
Do it. I want to see.
Well, ladies, we are an hour and almost 10 minutes into the show, and stupid me, I didn't shout out the chat. And now
That's okay.
I know.
What's happening?
Do you want to do it now? We can do it
I'm
now.
gonna do it now. But I
Okay.
lost half the chat, so I'm sorry.
There was a question. So backyard
TARDIS has a question, but I
Yes,
wanted to say in the chat tonight, we have Darius, we have Tisha, we have Backyard TARDIS, we have Keith. What up, Keith? Because Darius is in there and the guys always say, "What up, Darius?" So I feel the need to say that. We have Scott from Used and Abused, 97 Bravo. Hi, Bravo. I know I saw Mr. DB in there somewhere, but I don't see him right now.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's around.
In
They
there
already called me
somewhere.
Pumpernickel. He's there.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's there. He's there.
Can
He's
I
there.
just say, I'm
Yeah.
still not entirely unconvinced that I don't get on Bravo's last ever Lovin' Nerves. And you know
Oh no, I guarantee you don't. Nah, you don't. Nah, no, you don't. He was
wanna
commenting that you great.
I want to say hi to JT. JT, our new Red 5 brother, from what I hear. Yay, JT, congratulations. Charles, Mr. Sir Charles Westcott was in the chat tonight.
He
Sir
was.
Charles.
He
He's a
was.
sweetheart. I just love him.
I love Charles.
But a
Charles is
lovely
great.
name too, Sir
Charles
Charles.
is
I love that.
Sir Charles, definitely. Mr. Jason Roscom was in the chat tonight.
Jason.
I don't see him anymore, so maybe he ducked out.
Yeah.
Of course, all of us are in the chat. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Isaac. Hi, Isaac. There's Dragon Buddy.
Used and abused.
Tisha was in there earlier.
Used and abused. Yes,
You
Tisha
mentioned
was there.
Tisha. Yeah.
Frank.
Did you
The Frank is
mention-
in there.
Did you mention Josh?
Hey, Frank.
Josh is
Josh,
there, too.
Josh, Sid Care Bear, my cinnamon roll.
I
He's in
love
there.
you. Hi, Josh.
Josh.
I just
Hey,
love
Josh.
you.
Yeah, I nicknamed him Cinnamon Roll. I have no fucking idea why, but
But you know
that's
what?
what I
For
call
some
him.
reason, it just works.
just-
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it? I call him my adorable cinnamon roll all the time, and he embraces it. So there we go.
Dave calls me Smurf and he doesn't know
Brandon.
why.
Oh, Brandon.
Oh, I think Brandon is your friend. Brandon Chaser.
Yay, Brandon.
Did I say that correctly?
Like,
Chaser?
Shakti, you know who that is.
Yeah, I know who Brandon
Joker voice, he's in there.
Yep.
Joker voice.
I'm
Hi,
not talking to
Joker.
him just yet.
Still,
I love Danny and
Got
Joker voice
contentious.
on the same thing together. But the thing of it is like they have an understanding,
We
Yeah.
do.
and Danny can.
Yeah.
I'm like Joker voice. No, Danny knows how to put Joker voice in his face. I love it. It's great. The two of them together, it's pretty fucking cool. Like 'cause
I
they-
love him. Don't get that twisted. I love it, but I can't talk to him yet because I got to finish watching his Moon Knight video.
No, before he
You
shits all over it. Yeah,
will.
watch it. Then
Yeah,
he's gonna
watch
shit
it.
on it. Yeah,
I
but
gotta
y'all
watch
got that
it,
understanding,
and
so it's
then,
cool.
Then I got to prepare.
Yes.
And for anybody that I didn't shout out, please forgive me. This is my first time, and I'm not
No.
just saying that because I'm a
No.
girl, but
Oh, wait a minute.
not
I
forgiving
saw
you. How
unlocking
dare you.
lore.
Aw.
I see unlocking
I'm joking,
lore.
Kelly. Go jump up on
Joker
that, Kelly.
actually
Lore.
believes
That's
Yeah,
that
Maria.
Kelly,
the
go jump off a
understanding is
bridge
that
again.
he's right.
Yeah, go Don't follow me.
Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Mrs.
Maria
to the
unlocking
icky.
the lore.
This is Mrs.
I
Icky.
love you, Mrs. R2. I love you. I love
Yeah.
you. Purely
They're
in a
awesome
sexual
duo
way, but
together.
I love you.
Yes, yes.
So we got some pretty awesome people in the chat tonight, I think.
We
do.
really do. Let's
I got
take
it
a toast to our chat.
down
Like,
here so
cheers,
I can-
chat.
Let's go. We're gonna toast to our chat. Hey, you
Oh, yeah.
fine motherfuckers. Here we go.
Clankety clank.
Cheers.
Sorry.
Okay, and can we?
I know, Shane.
This
I
is
know.
the third podcast I'm going to say it on, but Can we all just have one like minute moment of silence for my Wonder Woman wine glass that fell apart in my hands?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Now I want to get to Backyard Tortoise's question because I saved that on my screen because I didn't want to lose
It's a
it.
good question,
Okay.
right?
It really is. He says, question for the ladies. Seeing as you hang out with the boys, something that always drove me nuts is when one of my buddies got a girlfriend that wasn't into anything we were. How was that for all of us?
Well,
Like,
same
okay,
thing it
that's
was for the
fine.
dudes.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
We'll go one by one.
So
Yeah.
I hung out with the guys all the time, and my guy friends, I don't get it, but they always dated girls that never were into the same things as them, and I don't know why. So the one thing you have to deal with is the jealousy issue, which I think we can all talk about, is that the girl would get jealous because he would be talking about you, he'd be hanging with you, you know, and then you'd have her be a bitch to you and, and instantly hate you. And luckily for me, though, when they found out I was gay, they were just like, "Oh, okay," you know, and
Yeah,
it was
right.
just, you know, like, yeah,
No longer
you know.
it.
But the whole thing is leading up to that, because of course, you know, my guy friends wouldn't say that right away because it wasn't important, you know. But that is something that I think the worst part of it is dealing with the jealousy, and because girls are petty little bitches. And
Fuck yes.
you know,
Yes.
and I think that's the main
yeah.
thing is, you know, you are the girl that they hang out with, and any woman that comes in, it feels threatened.
Yeah. Yeah. I still go through that now. Honestly, I still go through that now. It hasn't left after all these years. I still go through it now.
I never
Is
had this
everybody
experience.
You never had that experience?
No,
I
because
did.
in
No,
my
really?
group of
Currently
friends, in
have
my
that
group of friends,
experience.
at least in high school, I hate to use this word, but it was almost incestuous. And because we were all the nerd crew together,
Mm-hmm.
like the dating just kind of went around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and since we were all into this stuff, there was never any problem of like one of the guys was dating a girl that didn't know jack shit about anything.
Yeah.
So
Right,
I never really,
Mhm.
I never really experienced that. Thank God.
Right.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I.
Ah. Mhm.
Dave isn't really into the same things I'm into. I mean, we like the same music, and so he does this super adorable, awesome thing. He's in a wiffle ball league with all the guys we went to high school with. They've been doing it for over 20 years. They have a field with chalk lines and everything. And every year during baseball season, they play wiffle ball, and it's a bunch of middle-aged dudes getting stoned and drunk and falling on their faces playing Indian ball. And it's a fucking good time. It's a hoot. And I love being outside and drinking beer and getting stoned and watch, you know, sports and all that stuff. But it's their guys thing. And apparently I'm the only girl who enjoys it. So 98% of the time I don't get to go. So
Right.
we like all this. We like a couple things. We have interests in a couple of areas, but for the most part, he doesn't give two shits about superheroes and sci-fi movies and stuff like that. He really doesn't. So, and I told you guys today, I said, you were literally the only people I have to talk about this stuff.
Right.
And since this is the only thing I have to talk about, and the only people I have to talk to.
Right.
So, but
Right.
that's always been the case. I've never really dated anyone, or I've been married a whole bunch of times because I get bored.
You're cute.
So anyway, anyone I've dated or married wasn't into this shit at all.
Yeah.
And it was very frustrating. And so when Backyard Tardis asked, how do you guys handle this situation? Because I know I always wonder why guys date girls who aren't into these things. Like, why do you even date them? Well, the same fucking reasons we date those dudes. They're hot and they will have sex with us.
Right.
So
Right? And oh, you're cute. Don't open your mouth though.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't get with you for the.
Don't talk to me because you'll make my vagina sandy if you talk too much.
She is so much worse than me. I didn't.
You'll
even
ruin
touch
the
her.
fantasy. I'm sorry. It's all. I know.
No, don't
bad.
apologize. I fucking
My
love
mother
it.
even looked at me the other day. She goes, "You say that shit in front of other people?" I'm like, "What the fuck, Mom?"
Bye, Maria. You want to come stay the night with Amanda and I during Scarathon because you're fucking hilarious.
Oh,
And
Tina
I think
is
I need to go to
great.
sleep to this.
Tina's great.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
went to Disneyland together. That was
I kind
saw
of wanted
that.
to calm
Yeah,
down
that too.
Disneyland
So
because I
much
didn't
fun.
want to, I wasn't trying to get thrown out of Disneyland. So I kept it kind of calm. But
You know what?
you were
I
still
take
fun
it-
though.
I
I
take
was.
it back. I did have one nerdy friend, and we grew up in Shriners together. And when you grow up in Shriners together, and I mean grow up in Shriners together, that's more than friendship. That's your battle buddy.
Mhm.
You know, that's your family. And she was the biggest Disney nerd and Star Wars nerd I'd ever met. She lived like 5 minutes from Disney down in Florida. And she actually passed away this last
Aw.
year. And
Sorry.
it
Hugs.
changed me.
I am so sorry.
That
so
was
Hugs.
that changed me on a fundamental level. And not to get too deep here, but it really, really messed me up. But I kept pushing forward. Like I started the channel and I kept pushing forward.
Oh,
Our audio.
sound
went.
cut out.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
I
there
met
we
you
go.
guys, I'm sure you could tell, like, I latched on pretty quick because I'm like, these are my people. Like you're into
Yeah.
these things, and especially her name was Nicole and she was blonde, so
And now we have a blonde Nicole.
like
Yes.
a low replacement.
Well,
Sorry,
wow.
that was wrong.
No,
But,
no,
well,
no.
it meant a
Well,
lot.
Danny,
that
I-
I found other people, and not just other people, but other chicks,
Yeah.
and that were into these things, and it has helped so much, much. So
Yes.
Well,
cheers to you
I mean,
guys.
Nerd Girl
Thank you for
tonight.
keeping
I
me somewhat
have a childhood
past the
friend
weekend.
too. I have a childhood
Thank you.
friend too. That I have a childhood friend that I'm still friends with, but I have
can't
to
hear
say that
anything.
she
I'll be right
doesn't.
back. I can't hear anything.
Okay. Well, expanding on Danny's story, I have a childhood friend as well that I grew, like I've mentioned her, and I still have her, and she still lives in Virginia, and we still communicate. But as we've gotten older, I could tell, we've developed different interests, which is fine because we're adults now, right? So
Right.
all of you, allows me to also like relate to the stuff that I've been wanting to relate to people about for a long time that I don't think I really realized I wanted to or needed to. I don't know if that makes any sense, right?
Totally.
Until it clicked. Like that, oh my God, I actually really need to talk about how this show or movie made me feel on a deeper level, or this book or this comic or this character. And so that parlayed into me making friends with all, and especially Shanti, Shanti, hey, girl there, we met already.
I couldn't hear anything. I don't know what's
It's all
happening,
right.
but I couldn't
And
hear
I hope
anything.
she's coming to ScarifCon so we can hang again. But if not, I plan on making a visit to Florida to visit.
Yay.
her at some point.
So I didn't hear anything the last minute and a half.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that I have a childhood friend that, we've been friends since we were 13. But as we've gotten older, and she's still in Virginia, we have different interests now. And all of you share actually a lot of my interests more so than she does. But she and I are still childhood buddies and we're still great friends. But
Oh yeah.
I think as you get older and your interests expand, and my husband, God love him, and he loves me and he accepts me just the way I am, with all my craziness and all my everything that is me. He doesn't always have the same interests as me. So he loves that I have this outlet, to have to discuss the things that whirl around in my brain all day. This shit.
Nerd
So,
Girls
yeah.
Unite. Nerd
Yep.
Girls Unite.
So
I
guys
was gonna
hear
say,
that?
I just want to say welcome to our Scuttle Daddy, Mr. Rowe.
I was
He wants to
gonna
be
say
the middle
here,
square.
Center square.
Yeah, he wants to be center square.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
So
I have to
we
take a
should
break.
thank the
Give me a minute.
hillbillies with the Confederate flag Suburban that's raised and lowered in specific
That guy
areas
again?
next door.
Thank Hillbilly.
Yeah, thank you. You
We're
made
trying to
my
talk
last
Nerd
video
Girl
very
stuff.
difficult to record.
We're trying to talk nerd girl stuff. Ask you guys. Well, honestly, like, usually Don and Brady and Chris have a mid-show pee break. Does anybody want to go for their mid-show pee break?
I think we've all been taking turns.
Okay.
We can take a little break. If you
I
want.
haven't broken my seal yet, and it's going to be a lot harder for me to do it. And yeah, well, you know what? I can turn my camera off. So
Oh, look
it's fine.
who's
I'm
here.
good.
Oh, the boys
We're
are
just
here.
here to check, make sure anybody's got to pee.
You guys got to pee?
I'm gonna
You
go
have to
for
pee.
our mid-show pee break because
I think I'm gonna go. Yeah.
drink
This one?
half a bottle of wine.
I
already.
wish you guys could totally
This is
see
Mr.
how I'm
Sulu
sitting
of
right
the
now because
USS
it is
Enterprise,
not ladylike.
reminding Don, Brady, Dragon Buddy, and all other podcast guests to please use the facilities.
Do your thing, lady.
Now I know
There we
why
go.
they
Oh,
call
the
you
fucking thing is
Dragon,
going.
buddy. Set phasers to oh my.
Oh my god.
That is awesome.
Oh my
Oh my gosh.
So I want to bring up something that I feel like has helped to change our nerd culture. And that is a particular character. I know we're going to be talking about Star Wars characters later, but I have to bring her up. And that is the fact that Ashley Eckstein, I felt like when I became a young adult and she started doing her universe, I was like, oh, finally we get nerd clothes or the fandoms we love, right? Other than just in men's, you know, sizes. And I remember that and thinking, this is really nice to finally have, you know, somebody creating fandom clothes for women. You know, am I alone?
Sorry, I had to take a potty break.
I've
No,
actually
it's okay.
considered
Necessary.
making, and this is, I mean, really not the same, but Dave and I talked a little while back about making clothes for hairstylists that didn't look like 1980s bullshit your mom would have worn, but you know, can repel, that's stain resistant. You know,
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Hair
Like, it's
dye
cool looking and
resistant,
nerdy and
right?
just like, when I say cool, I think nerdy. Like I have this one old Sport Clips shirt that it has like a rank insignia, but on top of it, it has like this part of the shears. I'm like, that's it. That's what I want. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm the fucking CO of my salon, you know? And we need more stuff like that. More stuff for girls that's not showing off their fucking tits or the whole, you know what I mean? The whole centerpiece of the outfit isn't just tits and ass. Yeah, exactly. Like, trust me, they don't need any help to draw your fucking attention. Okay?
Honestly, dudes are looking. Anybody's looking anyway. They can fucking see it under the clothes. They know.
Right.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
how
They
about
do,
you just make
yeah.
me a fucking shirt that's comfortable and
Yeah.
I feel confident in. What's wrong with that?
Dude,
Like, I want
anybody
something
can-
nerdy that's made for a girl that's not like, oh wait, this is for a girl. We should girl it up. Put a pink bow on it.
Nah, fuck that.
So Kelly, you had just left at that moment when I had said I was talking about Ashley Eckstein starting up her
I love
universe.
her.
Girl, you know, and I've got stuff,
Yeah,
and
she's
she's got a amazing line, and I love the fact that she brings on new designers, and you can have a variety of fandoms, and I love it, and they fit, and it's nice, and it's just nice. I don't remember as a kid, like I remember having a Little Mermaid shirt. But I don't remember having all the cool shirts that I have now. I don't remember seeing them in the store.
Well,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys did what my mom used to do because I've always been into Star Wars. She used to go in the boys department and buy me shit from there.
Yeah.
Because there
I
was
still
no Star Wars shirts for girls.
No.
Back in the 90s. So yeah.
Nope. You wore
think
guy
so?
shirts.
I wore
I
guy
will
shirts.
do.
Even in this current culture of me, I'm plus size.
Yeah.
I still can't find even in the plus size section of t-shirts.
Nope.
They act like I got a torso like this fucking short. I'm like, God damn, it's gonna be a fucking crop top after I wash it one time.
It says shit like Wonder Mom or I love my grandkids, or it has a kitten on it. Go fuck yourself, man.
But even on top of that, even if you do find a woman Star Wars shirt in a plus size, the sleeves are like this. Like, it's like, oh yeah, let's show all that chicken wing, like
yeah.
I'd much rather wear a
smack
men's
myself in
shirt
the face
any day.
like that.
I would like to cover
right?
my
It's like
belly.
cat sleeves. It's like fucking
Cover
cat
my
sleeves.
back.
God damn.
Zora. She is good.
I still have some left.
Zora's good, yeah.
Oh my God, we sound like
Come
The
on
View.
over, honey.
Yeah, we got to go on to the
We
next
sound like The
segment.
View. Oh my God.
All right.
Let's go. What we got next? Come on.
Before we go to
I
the
think
next
we're
segment,
killing it though. According to the chat, Kelly, we're killing it. So let's go.
Thanks,
We
Pat.
good, girl.
I just wanted to shout out R2. The Icky is now in the chat. Hey, R2. And Steve Long, co-host of Rogue One Radio,
My
is
punk
now
rock
in
bro.
the chat. Hello, bro.
And DJ
anybody
as
else?
well.
DJ!
Thank you.
Oh, I love all these people. I love all these fine people in the chat. Y'all are some good peeps, y'all. Y'all the finest.
So,
I would like everyone here and in Red 5 to sign a certified letter and send it to St. Francis County, Southeast Missouri, that I am in fact cool.
Oh, God.
You're all fucking cool.
he got wine snorts. I don't know who that was, but he had a wine
That's
snort.
Tina.
That's Tina.
Tina's got the wine snorts.
I just snort in general. I'm like my dog. She snorts too. We're both short and fat.
Oh my goodness.
We snort.
All right, you guys, let's get back on the rails.
What rails?
I know.
Yeah,
What are
what
you
rails?
talking about?
Woo.
There's no rails. There's no
I have no
rails.
rails.
We have
I have
rails.
ducks.
Do we have rails? We have Lunyr Girl. She's good.
Squirrels.
Why don't we
She's
get you the
hurting
meat of
us. We're cats. She's hurting us cats. Go
it? Did you
for it,
just say she's
girlfriend.
corking you?
Who?
I'm
Oh,
not
she's
Is she hurting pussy? Is that what
What
you
did
just
you
said,
say?
Tina?
I said she's hurting cats.
What did I do?
Hurting cats.
No, what did you say, Shotzi?
What did she say? Not what I said.
That's who's being corked.
Oh my god!
I thought I heard somebody say that.
Well, now we know what you're thinking of.
I guess.
For everybody in the chat, okay, I asked these ladies
That's right.
about 3
R2
weeks
says this
ago.
is a glass, and so therefore I'm good.
Oh,
So I asked everybody about 3 weeks ago. I wanted everybody to think about their nerd girl hero. Okay. So now we're going to go around the room and talk about who our nerd girl hero is and why is she your nerd girl hero. And I'm going to start with Zori. Tina, who's your nerd girl hero?
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, so I don't think she was ever a nerd. Not necessarily. Well, maybe she was.
But you're a nerd, and she's
I
a
am.
hero. So she's
So-
a nerd girl hero.
So let's think. Let me set the stage. So me growing up, I'm gonna make this quick because I don't want to take too much time, but I probably will anyway. Like I said, I mentioned I grew up on a farm. My mama, great woman, still with me, love her to death, but she was always so busy, right? Like whether she was cooking or cleaning or gardening and picking from the garden to cook food, she was a busy woman. But I remember watching Carol Burnett on TV.
I love her. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we would die watching her. So this was my first introduction to skit comedy, right? Because you didn't, I don't think I've really seen it yet. Not skit comedy, I don't think. This well before SNL came out. At least when I was watching it.
Yes.
And I realized, because back then I didn't really think about it, that women could be funny.
Mm-hmm.
We could have a sense of humor. we could do these comedies, we could do these skits with these guys and be just as funny as they were. Shit, I still love Tim Conway. I'm sorry, I do. He used to kill it for me. They used to break the wall every time they would do it because he'd go off the rails and shit, and they'd be dying. And I still watch that, and I still love it. And so to me, that was my first indication, because it was her show. She was a leader. It was her show. And she was the boss over these guys. And she did have, and it's a different time. So I'm not being sexist, but this was a different time back in the day where women didn't really wield that much power in that industry. Not as much.
Absolutely.
So she took the boss leadership role, and she even had a problem with Harvey, the older guy.
Yeah.
And she kind of put him in his place a couple times, because I read about this and I didn't know this, because you never saw this on screen, but she kind of had to put him in his place. And, that led to Mama's Family. It just led to some, but it also led to me loving skit comedy. So we're talking SNL, then we're talking In Living Color, and we're talking actually the Tracy Ullman Show. Anybody might think that was stupid, but I watched it. That's where I learned to love The Simpsons. Yeah. And so then that got me into cartoons that had that kind of humor. It was just a snowball. Family Guy, all of that, right?
Oh, yes.
So, and then my dad was also watching, Carol Burnett show, and he was thinking it was hilarious too. All of this, I think, helped me develop the sense of humor that I do have, as is developed over the years, which has also led into the nerd stuff I love, which also leads me into Marvel, because I think Marvel is full of snarky humor, which is on my level. I love snarky humor.
Then you would love James Gunn.
I fucking love James Gunn. I fucking love it. Oh, fuck. And I love Peacemaker, because that shit, I can absolutely relate to that. Everything he said, I can deliver that shit with a that's me. Like, I will just
Peacemaker.
When he said in Suicide Squad, if my order was to suck dick, I would suck every dick on this fucking island.
He was covered in dicks, and I had to eat every single one of them for peace.
Yeah.
I'd say, yes, sir.
Yeah, because of order. So I just
is that Smurf Island?
I love it. That's me. Oh my God, I love his humor.
I'm trying to get my mama to click on the link and join the chat. Remember, she was an interrogator for the CIA, and she's super fucking cool. So I'm working her, guys. I'm working her.
She knows that we don't have like perfect language, right?
No, fuck. No, I don't have.
I'm her big fine. I say fuck all the time, even though she.
I have no kind of like.
But she's like my mom, and I came from this long line of non-traditional women, and she's like the freaking coolest. And
my mother,
she did say, "Please stop by and say hi to her." I told you she was going to.
Well, from Carol Burnett, I definitely want to go to Shanti next, because I know you have a story that ties into Carol Burnett.
Go for it.
Lucille Ball. She is my idol. My comedy idol, my idol of everything. I love her. I noticed that I tend to really gravitate towards really fierce type of women, or fierce characters, female characters, I should say. I don't know if it's because that's somewhere embedded in me, because I just don't let it out all the time. But what I loved about Lucille Ball was, one, she was really the main focus of her show. So that was a huge deal to me. Two,
I loved it.
Being of a Cuban background, but being probably the most non-Cuban you'll ever meet, I did love watching this show as a kid and seeing that she was married to a Cuban man. So I thought that was really cool. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. What I really loved about her was that she was considered attractive. She started as a model first, and then she did a lot of B movies before she finally did I Love Lucy. But what I loved about her was that not only was she considered an attractive woman, she did not give three shits about doing all the physical comedy that she had to do. She didn't care about that they made her look ugly and that she had to do all these crazy stunts. This one being one of my favorite episodes. When she does the commercial, she gets completely shit-faced. And she, I mean, I was raised on classic TV.
By the vitamin men.
Oh my God. Do you pop out at parties? Are you unpopular? It's just so fucking funny.
By the vitamin men.
I love this shit. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. There was so much alcohol in it. And no matter how many times I see these episodes, I always crack up. She was just so funny. And then then behind the scenes, she was just a tough woman.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she ran everything. They created Desilu Productions. And, you know, Amanda, I think we discussed this when we did the Star Trek, but she's pretty much responsible for Star Trek
happening.
You know? Yeah, so I give her a lot of props.
Lucy.
Yeah, I give her a lot of props
Well,
and just a lot of respect doing what she was able to do as a woman at that time.
Can I ask you a question, Shanti? Since she was married to Ricky Ricardo, and he's Cuban, I bet he had a lot of boisterous and big personality and ideas that she probably had to take on in their personal life.
You need to watch the movie.
I haven't watched
which movie. The one with Nicole Kidman?
Shanti, I wanted to tell
Not
you
watching that.
that thing we were talking about the other day about Cubans telling you weren't Cuban enough and that my kids have to deal with the same thing. The other day at the salon, a Hispanic woman recognized that my oldest daughter was Hispanic. And she just dropped the hairbrush and looked at me and she's like, Mom, it happened. Like someone finally acknowledged my oldest daughter as Latina. And I thought she was going to cry. Like I had to take her in the back and talk to her. I said, I can't wait to tell Shanti.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that there were prerequisites for my culture, but I guess there are. So whatever, it is what it is. I've had to grow up with it. But you know,
I just think she must have had a fierce personality to take him. I bet she put him in his place many times.
Oh, she was really known as a ball buster.
Good for her. She was a redhead. She was a fucking true redhead. She was a redhead. She didn't take no shit.
She dyed her hair. That's actually not her real hair color.
But I don't care. She wore it.
I still like one though. Yeah. No, that's what I loved about her. And again, since this is the show that I watch the most, she had just a big influence on the kind of comedy that I like. You know, I mean, a lot of her comedy was very slapstick, but at the same time, just that I love that old vaudeville kind of humor. And it just, you know, not only that, but of course I have a really big appreciation also for the black and white. So I don't know. And I have great memories.
Know who Jennifer Coolidge is?
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge, like I really want a hot dog.
Yeah.
Stifler's mom.
Yes. Roseanne said that she loved Jennifer Coolidge and Lucille Ball because they were both very beautiful women, but they could just contort their face.
She didn't care.
You know, to make them look so weird and almost hideous that was just like the best thing ever for her.
She did it all.
Made me think of that.
Did it all.
I loved the fucking chocolate assembly fucking episode with her and Ethel where they're stuffing this shit and they're trying to eat it.
Yeah.
And the fucking grapes where they're stomping the fucking grapes and the thing. I mean, I still go back, like we watched. You picked Lucille Ball, and so, but I also resonate with that when you picked it because I also remember watching that all the time and loving it because she was obviously the star of her show. I mean, she was, even though Ricky, Lucy, you're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's just like, shut the hell up, basically. I loved it. And
I have the whole series on a DVD set. I pop it in every so often if I just want to cheer myself up.
Fucking hilarious.
The Hollywood episodes will always be my favorite because back then Hollywood celebrities, they were true royalty. You never really saw them. I mean, to see a celebrity back in that day was a big deal. Now with social media, we become so close, it's lost its novelty, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So the stars of that time that they got to come on that show, I mean, William Holden, John Wayne, the Marx Brothers, I mean, these were some really huge people at that time.
Yeah.
So that's why because that's how popular that show was. That's how many people wanted to be on that show and work with her.
Right.
They
And
didn't
Ricky
care. They
used to
almost did for
parlay
free.
with musical guests too, right? They would feature the musical part because Ricky was he sang and so they'd also have that. It was such a nice combination of
power
it.
couple, and that's what I
They
loved.
were. And I think they had ultimate respect and love for each other to the end.
Yeah,
You know what they
That's
did?
another
They
thing, yeah.
actually really did. It makes me sad to this day that they couldn't make the marriage work. But anything that I've ever read, it doesn't sound like it was anything.
No, they stayed friends.
Yeah, they stayed friends.
Yeah,
So that's
I think they loved each other for eternity, but I think they just both so strong personalities, maybe just not work being married to each other, right?
Yeah.
There's my grandma. Everyone say hi.
Mary Club, is that her? Oh, hello,
Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
That's my idol right there.
Let's move over to Amanda. Amanda, who was your nerd girl hero?
Yeah, so I grew up my mom used to watch a lot of classic movies as I was growing up, and so I got introduced to the great, wonderful Katharine Hepburn as a young girl. And Katharine Hepburn is
Classic
probably
beauty.
the most amazing actresses and pioneers for women. She, in fact, in the Philadelphia story, she requested to be wearing pants in various scenes and throughout in many movies of hers, because she was a feminist. She was just badass. She never married. She never, wanted to get married. She never wanted that lifestyle. There's also some speculation that she might have been a member of the LGBTQ as well, which most likely she was. She did have male and female lovers. But she was just, when you just watch her performance, particularly in the Philadelphia story, she is just an icon and a whirlwind. She was nominated for multiple Academy Awards, won so many Academy Awards. She was acting right up until basically she was too old to act anymore. And she's just something that I think all women should have really looked up to. And to have been, one of those women, like, unfortunately for me, I got to, experience her later because she died when I was younger.
Yeah.
But the women that got to grow up with her and actually see her performance and everything, and she was just a whirlwind. She was just so independent. So, she basically created this pioneer of the entertainment industry. I mean, without Katharine Hepburn, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff in the entertainment industry that we have today.
She was a beautiful classic lady.
Well, we wouldn't have a lot of independent roles. Katharine Hepburn was the one that really pushed for women being independent and not needing a man and, and all this stuff. And she was the one that really pushed these roles. And without her, we wouldn't have roles like Princess Leia today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Every time I think Katharine Hepburn, I think of watching On Golden Pond with my mama.
Golden Pond, yeah.
She would
It's
tell
a great
Fonda,
movie.
"Oh,
Such a good movie.
poop." I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah, the transatlantic accent that she had was just
yeah.
amazing, and
Love
something
it.
that has died in acting today, but it was so big back then.
Agree.
Yeah. Nicole, how about you? Who's your hero?
Okay, so when Kelly asked us this, I was like, holy schnickers, Kelly, how am I going to pick one? Okay. I'm like, how do I just pick one? I'm like, but then I started thinking about, well, we just did the Betty White special, or I would be talking possibly about Betty White. And then I started thinking about a few others. I did Louisa Alcott, loved her as an author, things like that. Then somebody just kept pulling on my heartstrings. And that
wait to hear, because you kept it from us.
All right, so here we go. You ready, ladies? And you'll find out real quick where her nerdum is, because this is how she is tied in with the nerd band. Because growing up, I was almost considered dorky because I loved her. And you'll find out exactly who she is in just a few seconds. All right, here we go. She is fourth child of 12 children. She's been now married 56 years. She's a humanitarian and has her own perfume line. Author of 8 books. She's an actress. She co-owned Sand Dollar Productions that gave us Father the Bride 1 and 2, the whole Buffy the Vampire series. Yep, this person did that. And she also starred in one of her own movies through that company called Straight Talk. Special note, side note with that. Straight Talk is the first movie where I saw a woman disc jockey or now DJ. And I remember as a kid, I loved this movie. And my parents just let me watch this person's movies all the time. And I loved it. And I remember as a kid going, I want to be that. And it's weird because years later, here I am. I'm like podcasting, or for a while I went to broadcasting school. I've been on radio and I'm like, oh, I did it. I did what she did. I did what she did, just not in Chicago. She hit the big time now. Okay, so Sand Dollar Productions actually turned into what is now known as the Dixie Pixie Productions.
Scott may have guessed it in the chat.
Freaking love Dolly Parton. I'm just
over 178 books across the globe of her literacy program called Imagination Library. She's the founder of the Dollywood Company. Yes, Scott is correct, as well as Danny. She is songwriter and singer, none other the legend, Miss Dolly Parton.
Yes.
Yes. I grew up loving, well, again, I love lots of music, okay? Classic music, hip hop, rap. I mean, I listen to it all. But Dolly was a big part. But she was in a big part, like in singing and in, watching her movies. I mean, Steel Magnolias is one of my favorites. If you ever notice, I quote her.
Love that movie.
I'm an overstylist. How could I not love Steel Magnolias and Dolly Parton?
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
I cry during that fucking movie every time.
We'll make t-shirts.
So when I, when I found out today that, well, not just today, but in the past week doing some research, I'm like going, she did that production? Because in this book, she had not yet done that. And she really was one of those that's every day she gets up and she has a new dream. And I'm like, and I felt like she, as a kid, she knew me. Like, she knew what it meant to not have everything. She was poor. She gave me like a sense of like, girl, I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I think that was really needed for me. I always felt like, even though we were middle class to the not to the poor side, but we were middle class. Yeah. Budget to budget. I mean, every month you take a paycheck. And I felt like, well, she could do it. I can do it. And sadly, I think it's thousands, millions of things that she's doing. But for me, even now to this day, I think what for me is her heart. She loves people like I love people. I just wish I had the billions or millions of dollars to love them the way she loves them. But that is what makes her. Because even in the past, like 48 hours, we have wildfires down there in the Smoky Mountains, and she's here. Here's my house that's for a wedding venue. Y'all stay there. You know what I mean? And doing stuff like that. And I love it. And I think that's important to have in the nerd culture, is not to always be about me, but how do you give? How do you give back? How do you give back with what you have?
Yeah, she's a good soul. She's a good soul.
And she's always been like that.
Yeah.
Always.
Did you see she turned down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, she turned down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah.
You know what? That takes guts. You know what? No. If I make a rock, album, I will do that. You know what I mean? I love that her attitude.
She has integrity.
Yeah,
very much so. Yeah.
And I know people think about Whitney Houston with the song "I Will Always Love You," but that was Dolly's song. That was her song. That and her fucking song Jolene. Fuck yes, that song Jolene.
She about
to whoop Jolene's ass.
That's a true story.
So special story real quick about the song "I Will Always Love You." Before Whitney Houston ever got her hands on it, which she gave her love to and her blessing to.
She did.
She did not allow Elvis Presley to sing it. She kept her copyright of her song and her name on it. I mean, and I'm going to throw something modern so we can kind of see. Okay. Sadly, right now, whether you like Taylor Swift or not, that's up to you. But right now, she's having to reclaim her whole voice. She's having to redo all of her songs again because she gave up that copyright. Versus Dolly years ago, she looked at Elvis Presley and said, I don't think so. And I'm so proud because she did that. She was a trailblazer in that way. But she continues on. Like, how many people do we know, women that have amusement parks? How many women do we know that have, things on Netflix right now? There and there and there. And it's like, you get up I want to get up every morning and be like, okay, how can we do this today? Like,
honestly, think back on it. As much as I've loved Elvis. I mean, I grew up with Elvis. My mom loved Elvis, so I did too. I don't think he could have done justice to the song the way Whitney Houston did. I mean, she did do good. She did. She did justice to that song. It is still a song to this day. It comes on, everybody's like,
that song was
it's
formed
like
for us when we were in middle school. Don't lie.
Right? It's been Whitney Houston killed it. I mean, obviously Dolly, if she's the original.
Out of the room crying.
Oh fuck! I know, I love you. God damn it, Jesus Christ! Yeah, it just became this old. Yeah.
Kelly, are you having memories of Monday night now?
Yeah, it's all flooding back to me right now.
That's a whole nother night. And I will always love you. It's so funny, and people get it wrong. They always think that it's a marriage song. It's not. It is a goodbye.
No.
She wrote for Porter Wagner, and it is a goodbye song, and it's a beautiful goodbye song. And
I even thought that when Whitney did it, it's a song saying goodbye.
Thank you for helping my career, but it is time for me to move on.
Especially in the context of The Bodyguard, it's totally a goodbye song.
I have to rewind it so I can hurt myself some more and listen to it again. God damn, like I didn't drive the knife deep enough the first time. Let me just do it again.
I'm so sorry. I love Dolly Parton. I like Dolly Parton's version. I couldn't stand Whitney Houston's version, and I'm so sorry.
Really?
You were fine. No, Kelly, you never have to apologize, honey.
No apologies. No,
I can't believe that, Kelly. My God,
I was a total
shocked. Oh God, I'm scandalized that you don't like Whitney Houston's version. No, you're fine, honey. It's good. It's okay.
You're fine. We're just mildly shocked.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe you don't fucking like that version of Whitney Houston's "I'll Always Love You." Okay.
Stop your whining. I just wanted to tell her, stop your freaking whining.
I'll always love you.
Topanga. Topanga's been mentioned. God, I love
Okay, I'm good. Sorry. All right.
Is there any possible way I could go next in case my mama has to go?
Yes, you go next so that
real quick,
can hear you.
I'm going to glaze over the fact that clearly I love Wonder Woman for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. 2, I want to say big ups to Judy Heumann because without her, we would not have Section 504 of the Reformation Act or Americans with Disabilities Act. She saved people's lives all over the world. She is she is amazing. But if I was to be completely 150% honest as to who my actual legitimate hero is for the woman I am today, who taught me that women can be nerds, women can be tough, women can be legit, then I gotta say it's a Mary Lou Club. It's my mama.
Yes.
My mama works
go mama for real
as an interrogator. My mama is a 100% legitimate American badass, even though she will not admit to it. She interrogated Russian spies, and she is the reason why I don't know how to lie. Because I couldn't get away with shit because of you, woman. and she hid.
Did she read your face? Did she read your face? Read your face, didn't she?
Why are they doing this at this time of night? It's ridiculous. But anyway.
Is it 9:00?
Well,
she hid her profession so well from us that us kids thought that she was a secretary growing up, and that she took classes at the Y on handwriting analysis. But we find out much later in our adult years that she was a fucking interrogator.
Oh my god.
She's Robert De Niro and Meet the Parents.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You have no
Totally.
idea. But she is so
Fuck,
cool,
I
and
wish I
she's
had
so
relatives that
fun.
fucking cool.
And
That would
Mama,
be
I'm
awesome.
so sorry. I'm drinking wine, not dirty martinis. But when you get here on April 21st, I will make you the world's greatest dirty martinis
Yes.
for 3 reasons. 1, you raised me. You were my actual mom. 2, you are the coolest woman on the entire planet Earth. And 3, I love you.
Oh.
Yay, mama.
Aw, here's your mom.
All hail mama.
All
Oh,
hail
hell,
Mama.
Mama.
And you know what?
All hail mama. Mama, you the greatest woman. Hell
When I
yes,
was a
mama.
little disabled girl and people would stare at me, you know what she'd say? She'd say, it's not the people that stare at you that you need to worry about. The people that are staring at you are acknowledging that you are a part of their world. It's the people that look away that you need to worry about because they don't want to believe you're a part of their world. So thank you, Mama, for helping me and teaching me to love myself and accept myself and live in this world that was not made for me. I love you.
Bless
You're my inspiration and
Hear,
you're
hear.
an amazing woman and I
Cheers.
don't know what I would do without
Bless
you.
these
Cheers.
grandparents, these hard ass grandparents that grew up and bless them. Because seriously,
Hey.
they were hard.
This woman started working for the government in the 60s.
They were hard. They are made from a different. They
Awesome.
made differently. They just
She
made
raised 3
differently.
kids herself with an asshole husband who was
Fucking useless.
working in a meat freezer.
Mm.
That's what she tells me. I know what he really did. You don't have to hide it from me anymore.
That's all right.
Yeah.
She said, oh, now you've done it. I'm tearing up. Thanks for blowing my
Aw.
cover.
Aw. Yay, mama.
You're the greatest mama.
It's okay,
ever. You're my
Mama.
mom.
They
I
won't hold
love
it against you no more. It's all right.
Everyone loves you now, and Shanti's going to come visit you. I told her that when I told you she lived in Florida,
I'm
you'd
in
say for her to
Miami.
come visit.
I'm in Miami.
Yeah.
Come rescue me.
Amanda, hitch a ride and you're
Welcome
all
to Miami.
No.
Yeah, that fucking song. I know. You're like, fuck Miami,
Go the
Shanti.
other way
You're
around.
Bravo, my grandma's way more badass than yours, so deal with it.
And then I want to go to Belzora. Belzora.
Come on, Bells. What you got,
Yay.
girl?
Who is your nerd girl hero?
Yeah.
Well, I have multiple actual answers, but the one I will use,
Okay.
unless given permission otherwise, is Hayley Williams from Paramore.
Oh,
Because she's a goddamn badass.
Yes.
She didn't even originally want to be a singer of a band. She grew up playing drums and writing and
Mm-hmm.
doing all that kind of stuff. So if at the most she wanted to be a drummer, she never wanted to be at the forefront of anything. But she gets up on stage and fucking kills it.
Yes, she
And
does.
Yeah.
she has some energy. So
Mhm.
I love her and I always have.
Yeah.
Her energy is literally unmatched.
You were absolutely 100% right.
Haley Williams is incredible.
Mhm.
I remember jamming out to Paramore in high school, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, because they were brand new when I was in high school.
I fucking love Paramore.
Freaking
I love
misery,
Paramore.
freaking misery business. Oh,
Yep.
ah.
I love Ain't It Fun. Fuck yeah, that song. And
Oh,
Misery.
yeah.
I've been asking for you. Come here, baby. Come
Definitely.
Only
Definitely.
Exception. That's another good song, too.
Oh, puppy.
It's my Ewok baby.
Oh, hi, puppy.
Ewok.
You so stinky cute, puppy. Oh, I just want to love it. I just want to love it. I love dogs.
Cute.
He actually asked me to pick him up.
I love fucking dogs.
Isn't that so
Hi,
cute?
little
Stay.
guy.
You can stay.
Cute.
Oh.
Baby.
If Roxy would
No.
Roxy would sit next to me during the whole time, she could, because I love her.
Like
Shanti is
Oh,
trying
oh,
so
like
hard.
chicken.
It's like,
Oh, you're not talking about porgs, right?
You're gonna
Nah,
see
yeah,
Mama.
pork, not Ewoks.
Not
Ewoks
pork.
don't taste like chicken. Porgs.
I will
taste like
babysit
chicken.
any of your
Pork
fur
tastes like
babies.
chicken.
No.
Well, you get your butt up here, and you can babysit 2 hedgehogs and an Ewok.
Porgs are
People wanna
friends,
babysit them.
not food.
I know. Shanti has
Friends not
offered her
food.
services
Friends
to
not
my
food.
2 pitties. You know, my one old grouchy old man and my one doofus like girl.
And your bitch of a cat. Look at the pork, how cute.
You know what? Honestly,
Porgs
I
are
did love
friends, not
porgs.
food.
I did, but honestly, if you're hungry,
Not you.
So I just
I'm not
wanted
mad
to
at you.
note, I was going to pick for my nerd girl hero. I was thinking of all these awesome chicks, but the one that I relate to the most is actually a storybook character. And I look at her now thinking that's exactly the way I was when I was her age. And it's Hermione Granger. I was Hermione Granger. From big awkward hair to hanging around with the boys. Everybody looked at me like a know-it-all because I always raised my hand. You know, like that was me. So yeah, Hermione Granger is my nerd girl hero because I
she's
was
great.
her. Yeah. And yeah, it is a storybook character, but you know what?
Hey, you know what? She was a hero to a lot of us, especially millennials, because we
Definitely.
it's just as real as anything.
I
on
love
a
Hermione
movie.
when I read
yeah,
those books.
Hermione
Mama,
was
love you.
badass. You know, she was the girl. She was smarter than the 2 guys. I mean, Harry and Ron
Combined.
were dumb compared to her.
Yeah, they were like,
I mean,
right?
Oh my God, is Dee
She's
Dee your
the
Ron Weasley? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Good one, Sean.
Are you Ron Weasley? He's not a redhead.
But
He's
think
a
about things.
princess.
Hermione.
He is
I'm a
your
Hufflepuff.
Ron to your Hermione.
too.
Though.
Oh, I'm totally Gryffindor.
I have a Luna Lovegood one,
With a
but
drop
it's
of
way over
Slytherin.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. Hermione in the books
Mhm.
right now is technically the Minister of Magic. She is
Yeah.
a
She is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Nicole. You're absolutely right.
I also thought about, who I like in the books too. When you first had me again, I was like,
Even more
How am I gonna
impressive. She was born of Muggle parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's born of Muggle
Even
parents.
like she's even more badass.
I mean,
Yeah,
one of the
go to
great
Daddy.
quotes is Lupin telling her.
I love
You're the-
Danny and her puppy.
I think it's
I'm
Lupin.
sorry.
I don't remember, but one of the characters says,
cuddled a puppy. Sorry.
okay, Amanda, what are you saying?
You were saying, Amanda.
Sorry, Amanda.
the train of thought now.
No, go
I
ahead.
don't-
I'm sorry.
I don't remember the train of thought now.
Okay, bye-bye. He's going to go to Daddy.
Hermione quote.
It was something about Hermione, but I lost my train of thought. So
We'll come back if you want.
I'm sorry, Amanda.
Oh, don't worry about it. My brain's frazzled.
Well, I just my eyes went down, and I'm a dog lover. I'm like, okay, I just want to love the dog.
Well, come on.
My brain's frazzled. So at
It's
1 minute,
Just
Why
stand
not?
there staring at me.
I have one more thing that I want to ask you guys, and it'll be really, really fast, and then we can bring Don and Brady back. in.
Oh,
Joker
yes.
voice brought it up. That's what I was
Okay,
going to
what?
say.
What?
Oh, what is it? What is it?
Lupin tells Hermione that she is the greatest witch of
Greatest
her
witch
age.
of her age.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yes,
That's
that
what I
was
was going to say.
brightest.
Thank you,
Joker.
Joker voice.
Thank you,
Thank
Joker
you.
voice. And I apologize for derailing the conversation.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
She is a very good pick.
Thank you.
Very good.
I got everybody right.
Yeah.
Everybody said they're
Think so?
nerd girl heroes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Honey, I can't reach you
There
over
is-
there. You have to come to me. Mommy's delayed.
There is one more question I
You have
wanted
to
to
come
ask.
this way. He's such a turd. Look.
And then he runs away.
And then he runs away.
Too much
I have
pressure.
I have 2 pit bulls. They're assholes, and I love them so much. They're assholes.
He is so spoiled. He does not realize he's a dog.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He's an Ewok. I'm sorry. How dare I?
So you guys, okay. I wanted to bring it back since this is ATSW All Things Star Wars The Escape Pod. I wanted to bring it back to Star Wars. So, the ladies of Star Wars, I want you to tell me who was your favorite and who is your least favorite. Out of Jyn Erso, Leia Organa, Hera Syndulla, Rey Skywalker, and Ahsoka. So 5.
Yeah, I saw that.
Danny, what did we tell you about sex toys on streams?
It's not a goddamn
It's an emulsifier. I know what it is.
It looks like a big flaming, like
It's a
like saber dick.
Fire.
It looks like a big. I have one too, but it still looks like a big flaming dick.
We lost them again.
I have it. I have the same thing, but not in the big
they all
flaming
think
dick.
This is a vibrator.
Anyway,
he says he could have got me a toaster.
Who wants to go first with Ladies of Star Wars?
Oh man.
I'll go first. What was the picks again? What was the picks again?
Jyn Erso, Leia Organa, Hera Syndulla, Rey Skywalker, and Ahsoka. Who was your favorite and who was your least favorite?
Shut the fuck up, R2.
I would say I'm probably going to be the controversial one here, probably, especially when you went Skywalker. But my favorite's actually Rey.
It's okay.
I absolutely love Rey.
I'll explain this later.
You love her, girl.
I love you and respect you as family, but you're wrong.
I got you.
I absolutely love her. I love that we got to see a female Jedi on screen for the very first time. As a girl growing up, I always dreamed of being Luke Skywalker and Anakin. I didn't want to be Leia or Padme because I wanted to be a Jedi. So for me, they didn't really mean anything to me. I mean, yeah, they were girls, but they weren't Jedi. I wanted to be Luke. I wanted to be Anakin. I wanted to wield the lightsaber. So Rey, exactly, Nicole. Rey got to wield that lightsaber. She was the Jedi
that's
hero.
awesome, Amanda.
She was,
I'm good with you, girl.
What I wanted to be when I was a kid. Like I was always playing as Luke as a kid.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and I love her tenacity. I love that she's independent. That whole Kylo Ren bullshit can go stick it somewhere because she don't need him. She's badass, and she's I don't Kylo
I
Ren
never
bullshit,
saw it that way. And I'm really glad you explained that.
Yeah, and so she's probably my favorite, and I hope I get to see her more. I want to see more of her as a Jedi leader eventually, and I want to see more of her badassery with lightsaber. I mean, that scene where she flips over that freaking TIE fighter, I was like drooling in the movie theater. It was just so beautiful. And as drooling for two reasons, but
Daisy Ridley is cute. Like Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley is hot. I'm gonna give it. She's a cutie. She's a cutie. And that British accent and that whole she's cutie.
Yeah. So my least favorite is it's another controversial one, but it's probably Padme.
It's okay.
No, I'm with you on that.
I am a huge prequel fan, but
I get you.
We've talked about Natalie Portman, Amanda.
I love Natalie Portman. Okay.
Well, Amanda, I will agree with you but only because of the way they wrote her and the way it was done. I think the character could have been done better. So I get it, right?
That's the issue. Like Padme to me is not as engaging as the other women on that list at all.
And she
of course she's cool that she's, the mother of Luke and Leia and all that. And her relationship with Anakin is quite interesting, especially in the Clone Wars. Yeah. But like, I just think, that, she's just not, she's not, somebody that I don't think girls really look up to, if you get what I mean. I mean, for example, me as a prequel kid, I was more in touch with Anakin than Padme. So,
Right. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I just flung something.
So yeah, my controversial picks.
Okay.
I think I, derailed it. So
No, we are good with you.
Not at all.
We are good. I'm glad you put it out there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Nicole, I'm going to go to you next. And don't feel that you have to keep the 5 choices that I gave you. Expand it to any Star Wars woman. Your favorite and your least favorite.
So this is really hard because really I'm bad at ranking. I mean, ask Steve, ask DJ. I don't rank this shit. Personally, I'm a Hera and a Padme. I am a Padme because I've been through shit. So I am a Padme in that sense. But I'm not, but I'm a Hera at the same time. But then you have Ahsoka, okay? And she's amazing and she is great and she brought so much new stuff and she's continuing to bring stuff to Star Wars. But then there is Leia, who is just classic and vintage, and Carrie, who didn't wear underwear. Okay, y'all, she could not wear
her boobs up by sheer will.
So I drinks to her because I bet you they wear underwear now, and she wasn't allowed to wear underwear. Okay,
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I'm not picking my favorite because I just said all my favorites, pretty much all of them, and I don't really have a least favorite because I don't know.
I love it, Nicole. You're being
made pantless cool before Escape Pod did.
Nicole is being true Switzerland.
I mean, if I go up far enough, go ahead.
Oh, Nicole, you're in your GMs too.
I love that you're.
I retweeted. I said, "Ooh, that's a good idea, girl." I'm gonna wear my jammies.
Yes.
I love the true neutrality. That's good.
Yeah, loved it. Who was your least favorite?
I thought I said no one.
She said no one.
She's
no
recusing herself from that.
To it.
Yeah. I'm giving myself dignity, and you know what? Here's the thing. This is what I say about Star Wars. Each person, each show, whether we like it or love it, brings either a lesson.
No, she didn't, Joker.
Because even something that you may not really fully like, they at least try you a lesson to learn. Look at it.
Absolutely.
Is she all right?
Everything okay with everybody? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Why?
All right.
Joker's just being an ass in the chat as usual.
Oh, he loves to stir up the shit pot. He does.
I refer to him as diarrhea because he's always stirring up someone's shit.
Are you talking about Joker voice?
Joker voice,
Yeah.
friend.
We do like Joker voice, but he was definitely got his own
Don't get me
opinion.
wrong. Don't get it twisted. I love that motherfucker. I love him.
I'm going to turn it over to who wants to go next? Danny, you're next.
Okay.
And I'm going
to start with my least favorite.
Minute. I will.
Amanda. I love her. I love her to death. I don't know where she went, but I love her, and I hope she will continue to share a hotel with me. But Rey's my least favorite. I mean, let's face it. She's a fucking Mary Sue. Luke had to go through all that training. Every single Jedi from Hyun to Hyun had to go through training. They had to go through training, and she shows up, and she knows everything. Nobody saw that. She knew everything right off the flip. Okay. And she was the best at everything. It just didn't make any damn sense. It was unfair. She was a Mary Sue. Like, do we want awesome, amazing, talented, badass chicks in Star Wars? Fuck yes, we do. But we want it to make sense. And you can't adopt yourself. You can't. At the end of the movie, they tell her, the lives of 1,000 Jedis now live in you. And when she looks off, she only sees Luke and Leia. And she's like, some random old woman comes by. She's like, what's your name? And she says, Rey. And the lady says, what's your last name? On the entire planet of Tatooine, This random walker by old lady is gonna ask.
Nobody
you
gave
what
a
your
fuck
last
about a
name is,
last name. I know, right?
And
Yeah.
she just all of a sudden goes, Skywalker. No, bitch. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You are not a Skywalker. This does not make it the continuance of the Skywalker saga just because you decided you're a Skywalker. Bitch, no, you're a Palpatine. No, you are Ray Palpatine and you're a Mary Sue. Fuck you. Get out of my Star Wars. I went into The Rise of Skywalker and I felt like they pissed all over the leg of my childhood and it's still warm and wet.
Then took a shit in it and then buried it.
I'm not happy with it. Fuck you, Ray. You're not a Skywalker. So no.
I'm going after Danny.
No to Ray.
I'm going after Danny.
Should have owned the name Palps and
You're a
changed
usurper.
what
I love how
Palpatine
Nicole
should've
is
done.
drinking it out of the bottle because that's
You
a bad
are
bitch move
Robert
right there. Just
Baratheon
drink it out of the
if
fucking
I
bottle,
ever
girl.
saw one. You're
Like, why
Robert
put it in the
Baratheon.
fucking glass? Just put it in the fucking, like, drink it out of the bottle.
I have
there.
So,
I was being good. I was being good.
So am I next? I just said I'm next.
And also, the second woman I've modeled my personality after Mary Lou Club is Leia. And for very specific reasons. One, I was born in 1980. What else was born in 1980? The Empire Strikes Back, the greatest Star Wars movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you something. Remember I said, women who can do both? That's Leia.
It's
Leia is the prime example of a woman who can do both. She's feminine, she's pretty, she dresses feminine, but she
Absolutely.
can kick your motherfucking ass. At the same
Absolutely.
time. She has integrity. She has a conviction. She stands her ground. She is tough. She leads her people. She leads them honestly and purely. And that is something that all women should strive for, in my opinion. She's like Wonder Woman. She leads with love, but with a ferocity and conviction at the same time. She can shoot, she can punch you in the goddamn face, but she can also be like, oh no, that's so far away. Can you reach that for me?
Definitely.
I love Leia. Leia's the shit. Leia's the absolute shit. And Ray can just suck fucking sand. I love you, Amanda. Please continue to share a hotel room with me, but Ray can suck sand.
She
I don't
appreciates.
care if Daisy Ridley's hot.
Absolutely.
Well, I said I was going to go next because I got to follow that. Oh, Danny.
Say it, Tina.
Well, look, okay. So
Sorry.
I love Ahsoka.
And booze.
Ahsoka, because she got to me one of the most perfect character arcs. Like, you got to see her like as a child, like a little bit, and then a petulant teenager, and then as she grew up, right? As she grew up, and became the Jedi that she was, and then she says she's no Jedi, but we can, whatever. I love Ahsoka. I think she embodies femininity and toughness and the best of the Jedi.
Yes.
Now, my least, but I tie her also a little bit with Jin because I think Jin was a fierce, wonderful character in Rogue One. Like, she was everything. Honestly, I wanted Rey to be.
Yeah.
In the sequel trilogy.
Absolutely. She's what Rey should have been.
Right? And so I'm about to lead in and say Rey is my least favorite. And not because of Daisy Ridley or anything. It's because I don't think they wrote her to make her the greatest she could have been. Because I think Daisy Ridley was very capable of this. I think the sequel trilogy and the storyline was capable of this. I fault the writers. Rey got shorted because of the writers and however it is. So I go with that. Like, I like Rey. I like her. Yes. Yeah. Right. So whatever came down upon that. So I'm just going to say that. I mean, I love Rey. she had a great backstory, like a wonderful backstory that could have been so parlayed into it just could have been better. And they were stuck to me in their ideology of strong women and what that's supposed to be, and didn't just let the story breathe.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
Ray. She got shorted.
And I want to point out to the chat that a very good friend of mine is employed by the Star Wars franchise. And what he has made very clear to me that, yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is, you know, Kyle's mom.
She's the cancer to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wait
Kyle's
for it.
mom,
Wait
but
for it. She is Kyle's mom. I'll give
Oh no,
you
drink to
much.
that. Nicole, do you
But-
agree with me, honey? KK is cancer to Star Wars.
Okay.
It's the ass cancer.
Not Kyle's mom. Kathleen Kennedy is in her own hut world.
Kathleen Kennedy can suck a bag of dicks.
She's a grown ass, man.
Dick.
So
she can eat a satchel of Richards. If we want to get more, fucking, good on that. Eat a satchel of Richards, Kathleen Kennedy. Go fuck yourself. Anyway.
Hey.
Cheers to that, ladies. Cheers to that.
Fucking cheers. I don't want her in Star Wars. I fucking don't. I don't. She has done nothing but fuck it up. Sorry.
However, Kathleen Kennedy has a boss, and that boss is fucking Disney.
Yes, there's Shanti's drink.
And Danny, they're not always the best either, girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll agree with that. I think it's a collaboration of fuck ups. That's all I'm saying.
I think that Kathleen Kennedy is a yes man.
She's laughing at me. You laughing at me, Chantel?
I think she's a yes man.
You're so passionate.
And Disney put her in place.
I love it.
With Star Wars because she was a yes man. But it's Disney. Disney is the one who's saying you should do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that is coming straight from the mouth from someone who has been working in the franchise for the last 10 years.
So Danny, are we going with Iger or Chapek? Are we going with
Huh?
Iger or Chapek? To me, they both suck. So who's really calling the shot? Iger or
Disney.
Chapek? But who?
Probably the one over film, not over the one over animation.
Yes.
That's my guess.
I mean, because we got them taking the heat, but I don't think they fucking know what the fuck is going on. To be fair,
No,
they don't.
no. Listen,
For this shit,
I'm going to get mildly political, which is something that I really, and you guys know, I never say anything about politics ever. Have you ever heard me say anything political? No, you haven't.
No.
But Disney is owned in majority by people who are not in the United States. If you're catching my drift.
But I have to get back on the rails because we went way off the rails on this, and like fuck Kathleen Kennedy, I'm with you, but
I'm still gonna say fuck Kathleen Kennedy.
The only good thing she did was
I know
Gremlins,
you
which is the second
you
greatest
appreciate that, Kelly.
movie of all time. That's the only thing Kathleen Kennedy ever did was Gremlins. Yay, good for you. But after that, no, fuck her. Fuck
Okay.
her. Fuck her
Me and
hard
Danny are in
without ruining
agreement.
the a-hole.
All right,
And
Kelly.
Starfish just ruined that starfish. But I'm telling you, Disney is telling her you
Shanti,
do this, and this is
Yo, I'm
coming from
hungry. I'm
people
just gonna
who
throw that
actually
out
work
there.
in
So
Star
y'all
Wars.
need to wrap it up.
I
Before the phone comes out.
Shanti,
got chocolate.
Shanti, who's your favorite? Who's your least favorite?
I don't even know anymore because I can't think. So hungry.
Who's your favorite?
That's why I didn't drink because I'm on an empty stomach and then forget it.
I wish you'd
Damn
ate.
it, Shanti.
I didn't have time. I didn't have time. Anyway,
It's okay.
my
have to
favorite,
peel
I'm gonna
this
go with
bitch.
Leia. I say Leia because
She's
That's-
still my.
I was born in '86, so I grew up in the Renaissance period of Disney. And as much as I love Disney, let's admit it, all those princess movies don't exactly send the best message. Anyway, with that being said, Leia was probably the first tough, independent female that I ever actually
Absolutely.
got to see in a movie. So
She
for
could do
me, I just loved that. First of all, this is not to say anything against women who are short, but I love
dare
that
you.
she was her size and that she didn't give a shit.
Yes.
She was totally in command, leading freaking armies, essentially. You know what I mean? And no one questioned her. She's fucking General Leia. No one questioned
General
her.
Organa.
Didn't matter. No one cared. No one cared that she was a female. She's telling Chewbacca that he's a walking carpet and to get out of her. Like, she straight up just does not give a shit. She has no filter, but at the same time, she is gorgeous. She's completely attractive, but she's tough. And not only that, she gets Han.
Yes.
Crush.
She gets Harrison Ford, Daddy of Star Wars.
In real life, guys, it's Leia's fault.
And that's what I also love is that I'm seeing somebody like Han Solo who is also a tough, manly character, and he's totally digging on this chick who is also tough herself. So I just feel like she's a very positive role model. So that's why I like her.
They were good together, and I don't think the sequel trilogy did their relationship
No,
justice.
not didn't do any of the original trilogy characters.
They fucked. They fucked it. They literally scrambled it and then fucked it.
Listen, guys,
Thank
if anyone's
you,
a fetus
Tina.
here, it's
Thank you,
Belzora.
bitch.
Lay
I
off
love
of me.
you.
I'm not the fetus here. Belzora is.
I don't see fetuses. I see women. Okay, y'all, you're women.
We're all women. Who the fuck saying
You're
fetus?
gorgeous, beautiful women.
Ro always calls Shanti the fetus.
You will
Rose
not,
always calling
old
me a
woman.
We have a three-way
I'm sorry.
tie for the
I
ones
was
that
talking to my
hate
grandma.
or
Who
dislike.
did you
or
hate,
whatever.
Shanti?
Okay, I do not like Rey for the same reasons.
We
as
have
Danny.
the same choices, Shanti.
I don't like Rey. I feel the same way. I mean,
Well,
some can make
Amanda
the
missed-
argument that Luke maybe picked up on a few things a little quickly as well, but I don't agree with that. Rey
Where's
really just
Amanda?
picked up everything way too quickly. I just couldn't connect with her, and she was a little too bubbly for me, honestly.
I mean, yeah, TFA started off good enough, right? It started enough, and then it just went a little. I'm like, y'all could have just.
No, and again, the
we
whole
gotta
Kylo
talk-
thing. You know how I feel about
okay
Kylo
for
Ren.
Luke to
I
go
didn't
through
like
all
that
that
they did that.
but
Why
Rey
did she
can
have
pop
to
in
be
and she
shipped
knows
with
it all.
somebody? That's my other thing. Why did you have?
I mean,
she's a
okay.
female. No, because you didn't ship anybody with Luke, and he's a Jedi. So why are you doing it to her?
Exactly.
Okay, I didn't need to see that. They didn't need to have a connection. I certainly did not need to see Kylo shirtless, which makes me uncomfortable to this day that you did that, which I cannot
It was
stand.
disturbing.
It was
They gave
weird.
him,
Like,
purple
what are you doing
pants.
just popping up here shirtless? Like,
I'm sorry, am I the only one
I
horny
hate
for
it.
that? Because all I got him driver.
I hated all of that.
He is not that
Sorry.
pretty.
Do not like
All I can
Padme.
think about is JP from Grandma's Boy. I am a robot. I have a robot vagina.
I remember that movie. I do.
Stupid. Shanti, you're my girl. We have the same choices.
So I don't like
Love
Padme
you.
either.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. I don't connect with her. And again, I love Natalie
I'm
Portman.
gonna have
But
to
it was the
cuss out
way
an
it was
85-year-old
written. It was
woman.
way.
That's gonna
I'm sorry.
happen.
I actually think they portray her to be kind of weak. Honestly, like I personally don't like Padme, which is a shame because
Towards the end, yes.
it just makes it hard for me to believe that she produced such two strong children, which obviously they get a lot of that from Anakin. But my third is what's her face from
Holdo?
The Last Jedi.
Holdo?
Tico Rose.
I love
Rose Tico.
Yeah, Rose Tico.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Why? That character should not have been written or should have been written differently. Again, that whole thing the whole movie should have been written differently. The
No,
whole sequel
I like
trilogy should have
Kelly
been
Marie
written differently.
Tran, but she
I
got
do, and I
wasted in
hate
that
all-
fucking role.
Listen, I hate all the hate that she got. I hate that she felt the need to drop off of social media.
I
At the end of the
agree.
day, she's just the actor. I'm so sick of people taking this shit out on the actress, on the actors. They did not write those lines. They did not write that character. They're just
Look, she got paid to do a job, and
got
she
paid to do a
fucking
job.
did it.
She's reading words on a page. Don't take
Yeah.
it out on her. It's not her fault.
I have
She had to say
nothing
those
against
nonsense
actress.
lines.
Mhm.
Okay, but I did not like that character in the
It was a bad
least
character.
bit.
It was
So
an
those are my three.
unnecessary character.
It was completely
The story
unnecessary.
would have been completely the same in the end.
Mhm.
They should have kept Poe and Finn together like their thing and done it that way.
Yeah.
I feel like they just stuck Kelly in.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to do the thing with Finn and Poe. But Finn and Poe obviously were playing that like they were a couple. I'm sorry. To me, they were an organic couple. They had couple energy, and Disney just, I don't know what the fuck, even though they say they're like, oh, we support, LGBT, whatever. But you had it at your fucking fingertips and you didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I wanted something to happen between Finn and Poe.
Right? Like, you could have done this organically right the fuck here. And even Oscar Isaac says, I don't care what Disney said. I played it as a romance, which is why we all saw the chemistry.
But at the same point, I am kind of like with what Ro has said in the past. I don't know if it's just this generation of moviegoers or what it is, but what is this obsession with just wanting to pair up characters? You know what I mean? Like, why do people have to get together?
I get it.
Why do people
We don't
have to
need
a
romance necessarily.
I don't need that. We got what we needed really basically from the original trilogy and what we needed of the prequels. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need all this.
Bellzora.
I have nowhere to put it.
Did I tell you?
Where did Amanda go? Do we know where Amanda is?
Yeah. She had
Yes,
something
she
that
had to
she
step
had
away.
to take care of.
Okay, that's fine.
If you look at the private chat in the
Yeah.
right hand, she listed it there. But
Okay,
she's
all right.
Yeah. Bellzora, do you want to weigh in on your favorite Star Wars woman and your least favorite Star Wars woman?
Well, I know that you're all dying to know because I'm such a big fan of the entire franchise and not just the original trilogy. JK, it's literally just the original trilogy. But yeah, obviously Leia is my favorite. She's a tough bitch. She don't take no shit. Least favorite is Rey because what the fuck was that?
Oh, God, I love Bellzora. I swear.
That's all I have to
I
say.
love it.
I love
Rey.
Didn't say
I
much,
didn't
but
give a
what she
shit about her
does.
arc.
And
Rey,
we
Leia
can
would've
agree
won.
that I like Rey in the sense of it could have been so much better. Like
I love having
that's
a
why I
female
get
Jedi. It
angry.
has nothing to do
Exactly.
with that.
Why make her a fucking Mary Sue?
I didn't give a shit about her
I just
entire
think
arc.
she could have been better. I liked her, and I'm like, you could do so much with her. Why the fuck are you doing this to her?
Absolutely. You guys are so freaking awesome. I just want to say that. I just want
Were
to say
you
that.
Kelly?
Thank
Did
you.
we do a good job, Kelly? Were we good?
You did an awesome
We were
job.
terrible. Don't lie.
No,
I mean,
you
we
not
were a little bit unruly, but we were good.
I
Danny.
just poured another glass of wine.
Kelly, can you imagine Bravo hurting these cats?
I said I wasn't gonna drink
ran
this
out of
whole
wine.
bottle. Can we
Okay.
can we go to this big bottle? Look, I drank this during the look what I have left.
One, and I've got this much left.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You got a small bottle or a big bottle? Oh fuck.
Small
Okay,
bottle.
here we go.
Small.
If I drank a whole bottle to myself, I'd be puking right now on
Well,
the screen.
I don't know if it's
I'm
good that I can
Italian.
do
I can
this.
Oh, I'm such a lightweight.
I think this is
Italian.
awful for my liver, but what the fuck ever.
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
up,
YOLO.
asshole.
YOLO.
Man up, liver. Fucking
Only
bitch.
live one life. Yeah, decork that thing.
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
now-
Man up, liver, you fucking bitch. Hey, Danny. God damn it. She's a girl after my own fucking heart.
TV, Don, and Brady don't do this every Wednesday. I can tell you that.
I think now because we're 2.5 hours into the pod, now
But it's been so fucking good.
back.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We didn't surpass the
2.5
4-hour
hours.
Batman episode.
It don't matter. It's still fucking great.
You're absolutely right.
In
But
July, we'll
I-
really have an amazing time. I'm
I
just saying.
can't wait, you guys. I think it's time to bring back
Please.
Donna
There-
Brady.
I love that.
But
Whatever.
before they hop in, because I know there's going to be a delay, I love you, ladies.
God
You
damn
ladies
it. R2's got like
my
5
sisters.
different gifts of me now.
Ditto.
I love you too. I love all of you. I love you, Kelly, Shanti, Nicole, Danny, and Bellzora.
Honestly,
You're so sweet.
you Guys, I have like
I love you,
five
Bells.
girlfriends. Like that's it. Like 5 girlfriends. And
I love you,
guys.
Bells.
Oh, you guys are my girlfriends. I
Who's
have no
everybody?
girlfriends in Miami.
Hold on.
You guys are it.
I have no girlfriends in
It's so
Dallas.
hard to fucking do this. I love you, Bells.
R2, get ready. R2, get ready. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I was supposed to. Sorry, R2. I didn't know.
Man up, you Mary Sue having liver motherfuckers.
Come on.
Oh, fuck you, R2. Fuck that
I'm
shit.
very happy livers.
Dude, we've been laughing so fucking hard. You girls are amazing.
There was tears. There was
welcome,
fucking tears.
boys.
Oh my goodness.
Look how
I
lucky
almost
you
had to put
are.
on a new shirt because it was getting wet in the front from the tears.
It was fan.
You mean you
fucking
didn't
terrible.
piss yourself, Dawn?
Good.
Where are your
Yeah,
pants? You didn't piss
No,
your
I don't-
underwear? Hello.
No, I got a whole like apparatus. It's a thing.
Gatorade bottle. Damn it, I got wine droplets on my laptop. How the hell did I manage that?
At one point, Danny got so
Bravo!
fucking violent, she pulled out a gaffy stick.
It got serious. It got serious.
Bravo's telling me drunk Tina. If only you realize this really isn't me drunk. I'm sorry.
No.
Tina pulls out a bottle of wine big enough to choke a fucking rhino.
With this? Yeah, and I'm still fucking standing, bitches. It's good.
At one point, Nicole's
Finish
got a
mine
glass
and
of
then
wine
bring
in
me
her
an
hand, and
alternative.
she's like, "This bottle's bigger." We were having so much
Oh,
fun.
This is a
Did
thing.
y'all love it? Did y'all
You
love it
girls are
too?
amazing.
Was
Yeah,
entertained.
this was fantastic. We learned a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
You should
we
have.
were-
We're fucking smart.
you
as
sure?
shit.
There was conversation coming back and forth, and like you guys were invoking conversation between it. It was fucking fantastical.
Yeah, we really had a good time.
It was awesome.
Great.
We probably could have gone for another 3 hours.
Yes,
we
we could have.
This is
Yes.
the closest
We could've
get
gone
every girl's night at
forever.
the bar, man.
Yeah.
Vote.
If
Well,
Shanti went to Grubhub and
Yeah, I almost ordered Chantel DoorDash about 40 minutes ago.
Oh, you
Why
should
deliver it to
have.
me,
Order
Dawn?
me DoorDash. Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
Do they have
I'll send you
DoorDash
my-
out there?
My actual home
Yeah.
address. I want someone to send me DoorDash.
DoorDash,
Krabby Daddy,
Postmates,
goddamn it.
Grubhub.
Do they do they
DoorDash
have
here,
that in
Grubhub,
Missouri?
everything.
Are you fucking for real?
Well, I don't know if that's a yes or a fucking no.
It's like less than a mile from my house, you a-hole.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Well, I haven't actually been to Missouri. I've been to
That's your problem, not mine, homie.
I've been to True. I've been to
Yes, bitch.
I've been to northern Arkansas.
That's not the same fucking thing. That's R2's
It
territory,
really
man.
isn't, dude.
It's his fault he's some inbred hillbilly.
The bottle is now empty. This bottle.
I know you guys got a
Empty
Bass
fire.
Pro
Pew,
Shop.
pew.
That's all I know.
I've never been to one.
Oh shit. What you got? What you got, Kelly?
Tina.
Yeah, my shit's empty.
Tina.
I got a big ass ball. It's empty. Fuck it.
Tina, come back.
So
I'm here.
We decided, I think, probably
Come back, Tina.
45 minutes into the show, like this
Yeah.
is gonna happen annually, at least.
Maybe
Oh,
every
yeah.
6 months.
At the
That
very
it should be done at least once a month.
Every
Once a
quarter.
month.
It's not a period.
There's only 4 shows in a
R2
month,
has
so-
Tarjay. You have Tarjay in Arkansas.
Hey, R2.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. They got a
fucking
Tarjay
heard
in
that, Dawn.
Arkansas.
Holy
I have a
shit.
Tarjay up the street.
I heard that, Dawn.
Poor Shanti.
What
is
happened?
Uh-huh. I heard that joke. You son of a bitch.
Where's Amanda?
Son of a
Okay,
bitch,
yeah.
I'm in.
More better.
Son of a bitch. Give me a drink.
Too much. Too much.
One more night.
I'll say I'm pretty fucking drunk right now, but it's
It's a
okay.
margarita, by
Atta
the
girl.
way.
I mean,
Well,
this is
besides-
about as drunk as I'm gonna get at Scarab Con. Are y'all good?
Bravo, you have to
Oh.
start spelling period with the T. It's period.
Period. I mean, I'm saying I get this
With
drunk
both a
at
D and a
fucking
T.
Scarif Con. Is anybody looking after me and make sure I don't
Yeah,
All of us.
you'll be
I'll look
fine.
after you
We got
if
your
you look
back.
after me, Tina.
We
I
got
want to
your
hang
back.
out with my
Find me
escape
elsewhere,
pod
everybody.
bros. I do. I want to hang out with y'all. Want to see y'all.
Just so
I'm
that you ladies
I'm
know,
planning on drinking 3/4 of a fifth of bourbon every night. So
Well, for
let's get
fuck's
busy.
sake, I think you're fucking drunker than I'm gonna. I mean, I don't even know though.
I
We
am
could both
Irish,
be fucking
Scottish, and
fucked.
Viking, so
I'm Irish, so I have the strength to get this done.
I don't know. Just make sure I get back to my Airbnb somehow. I don't fucking care. I don't even
I
know.
want to put a tracking device on Tina.
Just do it. It's fine. Or let me pass out and
getting hammered in Chicago. I'm just saying.
just take me back to your place.
Listen,
and let me sleep on the
getting
floor. I
hammered
don't
in
fucking
Chicago
care.
can mean different things.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm from North County, St. Louis. Second of all, he's very worried about me driving up to Chicago and
Okay.
staying
Well,
the night.
Danny, well, if you're coming, well, we're all staying in places together in a sense, or we're
trying to
guarding
find a
each
place
other
for me to stay.
I know, but even if not, we're still protective of everybody. So we'll watch after you. That's
But the
whole
problem
thing.
is Illinois has terrible Second Amendment laws, so I can't bring my personal protection. But
Even though they shoot each other all the fucking time.
Yeah,
on the
But I can
street.
bring my personal
That's kind of their MO.
medication.
Yeah.
No guns are allowed, but I'm gonna fucking shoot your ass on the fucking street.
100% legal
Fuck
and
you.
recreational.
They just buy them in Indiana.
Right? I mean,
In Missouri,
Danny, my
Missouri
husband
has the
was
best Second Amendment laws in the country.
right. My husband was concerned about me coming to Chicago. You know, I'm like, well, I'm gonna stay at Airbnb.
It's not
Yeah.
real. It's a Chicago.
Allegedly.
Well, it's really, you guys. This is Chicago-ish.
Hey, Tina.
It's
My
like
dad still doesn't
Rosemont.
know I went last
Yeah.
year to Chicago.
That's what I said. It's Rosemont. That's not the
It's
same
Chicago-ish.
thing. Yeah. But I told him, like, honey, I'm flying in. I'm Ubering to a house of people that I know that I'm going to Uber to places that with all the other people I know. I don't plan on dying on the street in a goddamn gun battle, but we'll see.
Okay, so the girl from Illinois, Rosemont, will be okay. We'll be together.
Rosemont.
Nicole,
I don't fucking care.
Jockey's back
Nicole,
last year.
I'm driving, so can I just like pick you up?
You can't.
Have you got a place
I'm
yet,
driving
Danny?
from Missouri, so
Can I say
the
something, you
eastern
guys?
side of Missouri.
Go ahead, Lunar.
Kellie.
What you gonna say,
I'm
honey?
45 minutes away.
I have two things
ahead,
that I
Lynn.
want to say.
Okay.
Oh,
Belzora, if you can make it July 23rd to Chicago area, we'll make sure that you have a place to stay. So try to come
Cheers.
and join us. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll try. The only time I've ever been on a plane was when I was an infant, so I probably won't be traveling alone. But I'll see if I can figure something out.
I mean, we'd
You
love to have
let
you,
me
honey.
know. I could find an Airbnb to put you in with. I could let you know what hotels are in the area, so you just DM me.
Yeah, Lunar had me put. I'm with Bravo and Andrew.
I found a place for you.
But
just want to
You couldn't be any safer with Bravo and Andrew.
Honestly, they fit my energy. Honestly, whether Andrew brings his wife or not, me rooming with two fucking dudes, look at me. Do I fucking care? Seriously, it's the best fucking thing ever.
I just want to point
Marisha
out
rocks
that
too. If
R2
Marisha comes, you'll have a good time.
Yeah,
Oh fuck yeah! If she comes, I hope I'd like to see her, for real.
Definitely. It's a possibility. It's a
So
possibility.
R2 just said Chicago, where they call casseroles pizza. And I said,
That's a
yes.
true story.
And they call the Cubs
Don't even get me started with the Cubs. Don't even get me started with my Cubs.
We all
goes
know
to
that
Chicago
the
girls.
greatest baseball team in the entire world
Not,
is the St. Louis
Put the
Cardinals.
mic out.
oh no!
Well, wait a minute.
No!
Shots are fucking fired.
It's getting deep.
Lunar Girl,
We
who's
won
standing underneath of us?
World Series.
No.
Thank you very much.
Who's standing underneath me, Bravo, and Andrew? I know this is a two-story, right? Is there other people underneath of us?
Yes.
So good.
Charles, Pat, and Rob.
Okay,
Not
well,
sure
I'm
if
good.
They're women,
I just want to eat.
but yes.
I don't know all of them, but I'm good.
Yankees.
Like now or in Chicago, Chantel?
No, she
Right
wants to eat now.
now.
She goddamn hungry.
Dying.
She's angry.
Starving.
All right,
You
so you're
guys,
gonna put this
before
to
show-
bed
Boiling inside, actually.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
so we can
I
let
just-
Chantel eat.
Are you guys ready to cut this off? You guys can chat.
You guys can keep going.
You guys
I
can
wrote
chat
everything,
lodging
every single one
after
of
we close.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can. Let's do that. Let's do that.
I just
I'm
want
cool.
to thank every single one of
Killjoy.
you guys for
I'll
joining.
need more alcohol, but yeah, I'm down.
All right.
You fucking called me a
I love you,
killjoy.
dude.
Yeah.
That's some
I can't wait
bullshit.
to see you at Scariff.
We are just blessed to the ninth degree that you guys did this. It was
Yeah, like
super
this
good time.
like
Thank you
this
for the
was
invite.
awesome. So
Well,
fun.
I had such a good fucking time. Like no shit.
My sword keeps sliding out of the back of my hair. Has everyone seen my Wonder Woman sword? I have
Nice.
two.
Sweet girl, you got that big straight sword.
Oh.
Hold on. Can we all raise a glass to our host, Lunar Girl, for being
Absolutely.
And
She
being
did
a-
great.
Good job, Kelly.
She did.
Wrangling us.
She
in.
herded us. We were
Herded
cats,
you
and she herded us. Hello.
Thanks,
We are all
guys.
cats.
I raise a
Thank
glass to
you.
all of you.
And now I still want more alcohol because fuck this. It's great.
By the way,
All right, you guys all hang out in the back. We're gonna talk to LG for a minute, and then we're gonna close up shop.
Love you, Dawn and Brady. Can't wait
Love
to
you
see
guys.
you at Scariff.
See ya.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
Good fucking job, Kelly.
Yeah, dude, you did it. That was fantastical.
It was easy when I have those ladies with me.
True
Hell
story.
yeah.
Good friends always make the ride better.
Yes,
Hell
definitely.
yeah.
They're like sisters now.
Nice.
Fuck
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, like from the bottom of our heart, dude. Like, thanks. This was really fun. We laughed so hard
We
this
were
whole time.
I had fucking tears at a couple points. Like I was legit cried laughing.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I had the best time. They seriously are like my sisters. I
Oh,
can't
like
describe it
legit,
any way else.
legit. Like I felt like growing up, I could have hung out in any one of their circles and like
Mhm.
fit in with.
Except for
Each-
Belzora's, because that would have looked weird.
Yeah,
Yes.
no. Wait,
Because she would have been like 2.
Yes.
that's true.
Why are you at the daycare again, Brady?
Sure. That'd have been a little fucked up.
It's funny. I run into that frequently, especially at work now. Like, there's people that are like Belzora's age that are in our friend groups at work, because they're adults.
Yeah.
But then when they break out their age, people go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, yeah. That's why we really don't talk about age. Like it's all about the experiences. We
Yeah.
all go through the same kind of shit. So
Yep.
they're all so great. You could talk to them together as a group or completely apart and it would still be very meaningful. So they're a great
Absolutely.
group of chicks.
Well, without going too deep here, where can people find you, Kelly?
You can find me at bio.link/the sidebar cantina, and you will find every single one of our media platforms, social media platforms. DM me, we'll have fun.
If you collect everyone's social information
Mhm.
and hit me with it, I will throw it in the bio for this pod.
You got it.
so everybody can get connected. Everybody knows who we are. There's no point in hitting up our socials. We will see you guys next week.
Fuck that, dude. There was new people in the chat, and I hope they're still here. Because you can find us at bio.link/ATSW the Escape Pod. You go there, and you can clickety-clack on all the shit, and you can find all our things.
Truth.
Absolutely. New people. No, like, I'm not trying, like, look, seriously, like, everybody's like, oh, Maria. Up in this dome, I was like, ha, who the fuck's Maria? Because I had no idea.
It took us a minute. And then we knew, and now we know.
He knew. I still had no idea. I did not know. I'm not going to lie to you.
Now you know.
That is
Now
awesome. That is
I'm
awesome.
scared.
Thank you to everybody in the chat who joined us tonight.
Yeah, we had a hell of a chat.
Like totally, like mind blowing that so many people joined us tonight. It was so
Absolutely.
cool. So cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to take us out as we always do. In the same fashion, the music that Brady can't hear because, here it is.
This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.